Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. So first of all, apologies guys, it's been a long time we haven't delivered the IPL podcast. So I had a couple of health issues. I had to take care of my health, and then we couldn't actually get together to do this video because both of us had some office schedules and everything. So apologies for that. We'll try to maintain consistency, but without wasting any further time, let's get it right into the podcast for the topic for the day, and that is IPL. 22 matches are done. A third of the IPL is in the books. There has been a lot of movement in the points table. Some teams have fared well, some teams have fared extremely poor. Some teams we thought would do well, but they didn't do well. Others, there were certain questions around them if they would be doing well or not, but they shut up all the critics. So let's get going. What we have planned for today is we'll be going through the points table team by team, uh, but not from the top, but from the bottom. We're going to be talking about the teams, why they are struggling, what changes they could make to their 11, what are the mistakes that they have done so far, what are the good things, and all that kind of stuff. So let's start with the first team, Pratik. I think it's one of our joint favorites, not just this season, but across seasons. They are none other 10th on the points table, Sunrisers Hyderabad. So ever since Kane Williamson was the captain of this side, even David Warner during from those days, this is one side that we have liked a lot. So what are your thoughts about their season so far? IPL 2025.
Sunrisers started with a bang, which was expected of them, and after that, it has all fallen apart. If you see, four losses on the trot after the initial win against Rajasthan Royals at their home ground in Hyderabad, and it has been all downhill after that. And something, or you can say, nothing is clicking for them to be at this point of time. And some tactics which I can point means which I will point out further, that it was like non-understandable at that point of time. Why would you make such kind of changes? And also about their uh, my way or the highway approach of batting, that is also not suiting them, to be honest, right now, with the form and whatever plans the other teams are coming up with against Sunrisers. It's causing them a lot of trouble.
I mean, similar observations I also had, but let's talk about the important part with Sunrisers Hyderabad, right? Everybody talks about the same thing, the intent. I mean, there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line between having a good intent, the intent to score runs, versus going into the shell. So there's a classic example, and there's a classic difference between two of the teams we'll be talking about after this. But yeah, so Sunrisers, I think they are treading on that thin line, and they've been on the other side more often than not this season. So I would like to take the example of their game versus the Delhi Capitals. They batted first. I think it was, I would say, a 220-ish wicket. But because of the first game, I would say, because they got 240 odd something in the, not 240, I think they
286.
got 286 in the
286,
first
yeah.
game. Yeah. So that 286, I think it gave them kind of a different level of a confidence, which kind of turned into an overconfidence, I would say. On 220 wicket also, they were trying to go for a 300, which is mentally it's not wrong. Let's be honest, but I think it's also dependent on the conditions. You have to respect the conditions a bit. I think that's what they have not been doing. In that game, the Delhi Capitals game, Abhishek Sharma, it was a poor run out for him. He didn't pay attention and he lost his wicket. After that, they kept on losing wickets. Aniket Verma played a beautiful knock in that. But had they batted a bit more sensibly after losing four wickets, first two, three wickets, you go bang bang, you lose those wickets, no problem. But when you're three down inside the power play, you are still going after balls which are not there to hit.
Yeah.
They
So
ended up
that
with 190, but it could have been a 220. That's the point.
no, they didn't. They scored 176 or something. Actually, both the games against LSG, then against this
Sorry, Mr.
Delhi
Apu,
Capitals. Yeah,
uh,
Delhi Capitals. So the game against LSG, they were again Abhishek Sharma. Not sure what has happened to his form, but he's losing his wicket in the pretty much the same fashion, trying to hit it over the infield and getting caught on the edge of the circle only. So against LSG probably has the weakest bowling lineups given the experience that they have and all. Only apart from Bishnoi, I don't think any of them is an international bowler currently who plays for India or is in the scheme of the things. And none of they don't have a foreign bowler as well. So either it is Indian all rounders, part timers, or all Indian bowlers. So that is probably the weakest bowling attack that they were going to get in the season. And right after the game against Rajasthan, they had to play LSG. Luckily, the coin toss fell in. Sorry, fortunately, Rishabh Pant asked them to bat first as well, which is their strength. Now these people start, then Abhishek Sharma goes for a pull, swivel pull, which he plays usually. And even in last year or years prior to that, if you remember, he gets caught out at square leg many a times. Even in one of the interviews, he said while being at Delhi that Ricky Ponting asked him, "Next time I want to see this ball on the stands," if you remember. So
Hmm.
these all things, and he gets out in the same trap to Shardul Thakur. Ishan Kishan, you can say, strangles one down the leg, gets out on the most horrible delivery that you can get out to. A half volley
That
wide on the leg side.
that's a Shardul Thakur special, I must
Yeah,
say. He's
yeah.
gotten out so many batters with that wide ball. I mean,
Okay. So whatever means there was nothing in the wicket. After that, also, I think Nitish Reddy came in, and I think his and we talked about it as well. This Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan are the main, become very major in their setup, given how Abhishek and Travis open. Means how well they perform. These people become very crucial because they become the bridge between Klassen and the top order. So you have to give the most destructive batter like Klassen a platform so that he can come in and utilize it. But Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan, after the first game, has been horrible. They are more horrible than Abhishek and Travis said, given the reason that they have to go bang bang. They have been going bang bang in the last year as well, from the last year. So Ishan and Nitish Reddy have to play sensibly. You have to adapt. You can't say that, okay, I will hit all the balls for sixes. That is not going to happen. That can happen one day or two, but it is not going to happen every day. The bowlers are also smart, right? So after that, I think they played very casually. Nitish Reddy, I think, slowed down a bit. He was batting well, but pretty slow. Means pretty slow by his standards. And Travis had also got out for 47 or 48 of a full toss. It was also not expected of him. Not a full toss, a half volley he missed and it rattled his stumps. Then
hmm.
after that, what happened? After that, Klassen could not get going much, but somehow they managed 180. Then Nicholas Puran just uh, ran through their bowling attack. So that game was lost. But that you can say, okay, there was a one-off day. The batting could not do. Again, in the next game, you do the same set of mistakes. You were, you were get. I think they were 2 overs, 26 for no loss or something. Then after that, they got, I think, they were 38 for 4 in no time. In 1 over of Mitchell Stark, they lost 4 wickets, 1 run out, and after that, 3 wickets on the trot. Ishan Kishan, why? See, you have to keep your ego aside when you are facing someone like a Mitch Stark. He's not a newbie. He's, if not Bumrah, he is the greatest bowler of this generation by far, and we all know that. And you are taking him down. There is one man at deep backward point, that is Tristan Stubbs, probably the best fielder that they have, if not Faf du Plessis. So you picked him out directly, first ball, again a first bowler for him. Then Travis had, again, he has this, Achilles, it means Stark has been his Achilles heel for quite some time. Whenever they face, he gets rid of Travis Head. Nitish Reddy, again, you are two down in the same over. What are you trying to do? That is your home ground. Vishakhapatnam is his home ground. And you sky one up the first ball you
Exactly.
face.
Exactly.
Your
And
mind.
initially I said DC and LSG. I got it mixed up because KL Rahul now plays for DC. I had KL in my mind because he played 15 or 5 in that game. So I accidentally said the LSG. I accidentally said LSG, but it was DC. So again, this is why it was more disappointing to me because just last game you had all this miscues
Hiccups.
and you managed a below par total. 190 is still a good score, but it was a below par total on the surface against LSG. Similar kind of mistakes you made in the DC game. As you mentioned, they were 4 down early. They recovered. Aniket Verma played this beautiful knock. And at one point, they had recovered also. But after that, they messed up again. That
The
was the
fun
issue.
the fun part is there was one point of time they were like 10 overs 114 for 4, and there were
Hmm.
11 overs 118 for 6. This is not
Yeah.
done. I mean, also we discussed about this thing that
For
these
14
three
overs, they were
play,
123 for 7. 14
yeah,
overs, 123 for 7.
that is what they scored. Like they were scoring for fun. Aniket and Klassen both. Then Klassen miscues one for no good reason. Why I don't know. After getting like 60 of the last six, again he tries to hit a six and he skies one up. He gets out. Then after that, I think Abhinav Manohar again scoops one straight down long off's throat. And again, they are again out of pretty much out of the game. Then Aniket Verma, he had to drag himself back. That he had no option. He was batting well, but he lost all his momentum in trying to,
Partners.
because he kept losing the partners. He was running out of partners. So, but somehow they managed 170 on that wicket, and 170, to be honest, wicket where means at Vizag has prepared a very good wicket this time, so plenty of runs there. So it was on a 220 wicket. If you score 170, you're not going to win. That is for sure. And that's what happened. They scored in, I think, 16 and a half overs. They Delhi comfortably chased it down. Mm, Again, that's lost. Then again, they go to Calcutta. Calcutta, they had no chance from the very start, because it was all reports were there that Calcutta is going to KKR is going to prepare a spin friendly wicket which will suit their kind of bowling. And Pat won the toss there and elected to field, expecting due or something. I don't know what was his thought process behind it, and it was a complete humiliation. I
Hmm.
mean, there was at no point of time they looked like they are going in the game. The late blitz
Exactly.
from Venki Iyer and then the bowling just ran through their batting. Then which was the fourth game they lost? I think one game. Then the most
GT.
disappointing game was against GT. Now my problem is, why do you give? See, Mumbai Indians and SRH have a very similar kind of a top five. Mumbai SRH is bit more explosive. Mumbai is more bit more technical, if you can say. Mumbai Indians top five batting,
Hmm.
but both of the batting lineups like the ball coming onto the bat. What is your strength? Your strength is batting. Why do you give a black soil wicket to a team like GT, which has three good spinners? And there is Rashid Khan. Sai Kishore has been bowling brilliantly, and there is Washington Sundar as well in the ranks. They, how are you going to win at Hyderabad? There is not much due. There has never been much due in this part of the year. So I don't know what was their plan there in giving GT a
There is
black soil
also
wicket, and and they
For GT, it
knew
is like their home only. But there is one caveat here. So there is one backstory that the Hyderabad Cricket Association they asked for certain reservation of seats for them. I think I'm not good with the
twenty
percentages.
percent.
I don't remember them
Twenty
exactly.
percent they
But
asked, but they were refused.
so I think it is quite possible that they also would have
No, no, no.
had a hand in this one. You never know.
No, not exactly. What I understood is, if the franchisee wants that, see, the local cricket association decides the pitch first, but if the franchisee wants, they can ask for a change. So, no, so the final decision is in the hands of the management, team management, the franchisee. So there is nothing, no one to blame here, because they pretty well knew that this wicket is not going to help them. They're
Mm,
pretty well new because the last 2 or 3 matches, the highest score was 165 by CSK, which they chased it down last year. Before that, 141 and 151 were the scores batting first. So there was
mm.
no way that, and GT, mind you, GT doesn't have the longest batting lineup. Means if you see, apart from the top three, all are pinch hitters only. Hit and means bits and pieces players. No proper batsman from five to so because they're not playing Glenn Phillips and they don't have that batting attack. If you score like
If
220, they are gone. They will be blown apart in the chase mostly.
if if the top three dismissed early.
If the top three gets dismissed, yeah. So they're heavy reliant on the top three. So I don't know what was the plan again in the in the bowling when you see that the ball is gripping because it's a black soil wicket. There is less chances of dew. Why will you bring in a Simarjeet? You are not playing in Napier, right, where the ball is zipping off the surface. You are playing in
Yeah.
Hyderabad. You have chosen a slow wicket. You have Rahul Char in the ranks, and you are not giving him a game. And we talked about this in the after in the auction review. I clearly mentioned these three players, the 6, 7, and 8. These three Indian players, whoever they play, Aniket Verma, Abhinav Manohar, and Rahul Chahar are going to come very crunch for them because apart from these, all are experienced players around them. Or the others are international players who are continuously playing in the international circuit.
Mm.
These three you have
I
to
think
back.
Abhinav Manohar is one guy he kind of was disappointing in this season, to be very honest. Even his short selection, like we talked about Mintesh Reddy, even Abhinav's short selections were also not good. Especially in that DC game. I mean, come on, you are 5-6 down. How can you play that kind of a stroke at that moment? This is what I was talking about earlier. You need to go hard, yes, but be a bit sensible about it. When you're 3-4 down in the power play itself, you need to stabilize the innings. That's where they are lacking. And I think Abhinav is one guy who we have seen succeed so many times in those kind of situations to take those 120-ish kind of score to 150, 160 or a 170. Similarly, he could have done the job to take that score from 150, 160 to a 190, 200. I think that's where he also missed out and also that cost Hyderabad very dearly.
That is for sure, but you have to back him because you don't have any other options
You have
there.
to,
No,
but
no other
again, uh,
reliable options.
hmm,
Now the problem is you are bringing in Kamindu Mendes and you are benching Zampa on Eden, viewing very well that they have prepared a turning track. Okay, not like a day four turning track, but yeah, it was turning, it was gripping, and you have the best limited over spinners alongside means if not Kuldeep Yadav, that is Adam Zampa, and you have benched him. Why? What is the tactics behind it? You are bringing in Kamindu Mendes, and you are
and he
asking him
also
to bat
bowled
at
one over.
and you are
He bowled
asking
one
him to
over.
bat at number 7. He's a proper batsman, right? You are asking him to bat at number 7. If he had to bat 7, you can play Abhinav Manohar and play Zampa. What is the reason of bringing in Kamindu Mendes and doing all these kind of changes? Also, everybody is asking the same thing, all the experts and in post match and all, and on YouTube as well, on multiple channels, that why is Rahul Chahar not given a chance? He has represented India. He was part of Mumbai Indians and their main spinner in the 2019 and 2020, both the seasons back to back when they won the trophy. And you're not giving him a chance at all.
I think at least if not in other games, because Zishan Ansari was very good. He bowled very well. But again, on the surfaces where you need two spinners, at least there you could have given him a chance. Because if you see the 11s for Hyderabad, they've mostly gone on with only one spinner, even when the surface required two spinners. So that also is something where they are missing up. As you mentioned, the KKR game. So there also you could have played Rahul Chahar. You had only what one spinner, and coming to Monday, he bowled just the one over. Compare that in that game, KKR bowled what? How many overs of spin? 8 overs of spin. They picked up 4 wickets for 52 runs in 8 overs. So imagine what 6.5 runs per over and 4 wickets. That was a 200 game. So again,
And that too, KKR was bowling second when it cools down relatively,
exactly,
and it comes onto the bat pretty well.
yeah. I mean, and even for SRH also. They bowled 4 overs of spin, 29 runs, 2 wickets. What does that mean? That surface had something for the spinners, right? 6 wickets you don't get for nothing. So that also is a huge blunder from their side. They're not
Yeah,
playing
and
Zampa, they're not playing Chahar. One spinner,
most
Zishan. So
most experienced players that you have in the 11 means in the squad, and you are not playing them. Why? And you are playing on slow, sluggish wickets by your choice. You know that, and then you are making these kind of errors. So, I mean, that's pretty bad from.
let's talk about the improvement points. What do you think should change? So firstly, I'll go from my side. I think SRH player perspective, one change they need to have that additional spinner. It's especially on these kind of wickets where the ball is slightly even if it is gripping, you need to have another spinner. Just one spinner won't work. It's India. At the end of the day, it's Indian Premier League and it's happening in India. And almost every team plays two spinners. So how do you think you can succeed without two spinners? Play
This
Zampa, play
even
Chahar, whoever. But
Yeah, even Mumbai Indians is playing two spinners. That means you need spinners.
yeah, so that is the one change that I want to see. And overall, from a batting perspective, be slightly more sensible. If you are three down in power play, try to stabilize a bit and then go after the bowling because you have the firepower. Do not expose Henrik Klassen in the 10th over. That's it. If you can delay his entry point till 15, do it.
Not exactly
I think
delay.
that should be.
I'd say better give him a better platform. Not delay his entry
Ah,
point. Provide him a platform so that he can explode. If you ask him to come in at 53 for 5 at 10th over, it's of no use for him as well.
maybe not the 15th over, at least 12th, 13th over. Give him at least those 7 overs. But my point being, do not give him 53 for 5 in 6 over 7 overs. If you give him that, of course, he cannot maximize on that. That's the idea. I think for SRH, that's how I see them. What do you think? Pretty much on the same
Yeah,
line or
that's pretty much the same thing. And I think the Indian batters in the 11, whoever is playing Ishan Kishan or Abhishek Sharma or Nitish Reddy, they have to take responsibility. I mean, Ishan
oh, absolutely.
Kishan, I have been saying it time and time again. This is his year to prove because the wicketkeeper slot is still pretty wide open. Apart from Sanju, there is barely any competition at this point of time. Kale is also trying to make a comeback. Pant is lost, kind of lost. Sanju is only battling, but he also has been hot and cold in last 2 3 months. If you see after the South Africa series last year. So this is something that they have to. He has to be pretty smart, Ishan Kishan. He has to make good use of his case. Last World Cup also he spoiled his chances. In 1K day you could not score runs. I mean, you have to be smart. You can't blow away all your chances.
Hmm, yeah. So, from a bowling perspective, what do you think? How did SRH fare so far?
Bowling perspective, all I'd say is Pat Cummins. I'd like to see him take up the new ball much more because he can do all the things that Hazelwood can do. He has got all those skills. He is 5 to 10 kms quicker than Hazelwood. He can do all those things. And I'll ask him, please do not bowl the slower ones unnecessarily. Don't bowl the slower one, cutters on the fast wickets. It's not going to help you. You don't bowl cutters in Australia, right? You don't bowl cutters on Perth. Why are you going to bowl them and getting smacked by any any club batsman? You are getting smacked just because you are bowling into the wicket on the fast wickets. It's nicely setting up and you are getting smoked. It's not helping the cause of the team. You are the captain. You have to lead from the front and play Zampa, play Zampa, play Chahar. That combination is going to win you games because now slightly the wickets will turn, if not like 3 degree, 4 degree turn, but it will turn slightly sluggish wickets. Play both the spinners. You have got good spinners. Make good use of them. All I'd say.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I also think the same, and I think there's been a lack of kind of proactiveness, I would say, on the field from SRH. They are too way over proactive with the bat, but I think on the field that is not reflecting at all. Also, there is one other thing that you could add to their bowlers' defense is that you are losing the game with the bat. You're so far
That is for
behind that
sure.
you are not able to come
That
back.
is for sure.
But that GT game, 1 over of Simarjeet, that kind of killed the game because 20
That
runs from there. There were 28 in 4 overs for 2 wickets. There were 48
24
after
for
five.
2 in
24
24 for 2 in 5 overs, and they were 44
four
after at
overs.
the end of a power play. 5 overs. Last over of the power play got smoked. So that's the problem. That is the question that should be asked to the management. Why did you bring in Simarjit on such a wicket? It's not helping the team. It's not helping the player himself. Not sure. It's basically the same thing like what happened to Mukesh Chaudhary last year at Hyderabad. He was brought in as an impact sub, got smacked for 28 by Abhishek on this same wicket that this match was played on, and after that, we didn't see him for the entire season. So you have to be a bit smarter, I believe.
Yeah. So I think that's all I had. Oh, one other thing, Mohammad Shami. I think he also hasn't looked in good rhythm to me, to be honest. Even in the Champions Trophy, he was slightly off color, although he picked up a fifer in the first game itself. But overall, I mean, what I'm missing from Shami is that lethalness, that zip of the ball. There's something effort behind the ball. That is something that I'm missing. I think the injury has actually taken a heavy toll on his body. And
That
I'm really concerned about this because definitely he's going to the Test series for England. I hope he gets some rhythm back.
I means yeah, I don't see that rhythm coming in the run up and all those things. If you mark, I don't see that much from Shami right now, at least. Even from the Champions Trophy, after the first game, he looks like kind of sluggish and all those things. We thought that okay, he's coming back from the injury. Maybe with the games he will pick it up, but sadly, it hasn't happened so far. I hope he comes good, but let's see.
Yep. Let's move on to team, which is on position number 9. It is none other than my team, Chennai Super Kings. Recently, there's a meme going, going very viral on social media. The guy trying to hang himself when CSK is playing in a few hours. That meme, I mean, that's literally me. To be honest, I think we haven't played good cricket at all, not to anybody's surprise. At the start of the season, I didn't think the team is so bad that they would rank ninth at the points table. For me, it was always a 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of a mid-table finish that I had in my mind, looking at the team that we had. So I mean, this is a very easy analysis for us, right? What's wrong with this side? Pretty much everything.
The
What do you think?
problem with CSK, I believe, is I means I'll be bit harsh. I may sound bit harsh to you, but what I believe is CSK bowling can't bowl well on good flat wickets. Means sporty wickets where it is coming onto the bat pretty nicely. There they will must fall or they will concede a lot more than what is par. And their batting can't bat well on their slow sluggish home wicket. And I think the part two is hurting them more here because over the years, till from the time they started playing again in Chennai from 2019, if you see, before that the wicket was very good. They played in Pune in 2018, that was magnificent, and till 2015 the wicket was good at Chennai when the construction of the stadium and all those things started. Before that, the wicket was pretty good at Chennai. Even those 700 runs and all those came in Chennai only against England, if you remember. So the wicket was pretty good. But after their comeback in 2018 and all those years, the wicket has been sluggish. But their main point was they were able to catch up and they could score like a 170 total, and they had the bowling which could defend that. Or if they were chasing, they didn't give away too many runs and they could chase it down. But currently, the problem is with this impact sub rule and all these things, they are not able to do either of the two things. If they are playing on good fast wickets, they are not able to. The bowlers are failing them. If they're batting, if they're and they're in the home matches, their batting is not up to the mark. I'll start with the first game itself. If I take out the Rituraj Gaikwad's innings in the 150 odd chase against Mumbai Indians, There was no Bumrah, there was no Hardik Pandya. Two of the star Indian players are not there who could have bowled 8 overs. And Hardik Pandya, mind you, will come very good on the Chennai wicket because it's a slow, sluggish wicket, and he bowls those into the
Good.
wicket cutters a lot. So he could have come really good, and it could have been difficult. Bumrah is Bumrah. Well, what do I explain there, right? So they were also not there. And in that wicket, if I take out Rituraj Gaikwad's 52 of 26, CSK scored the remaining 100 runs in almost 16 overs. Are you getting my point? And they lost like 6 wickets, I think, that day as well.
Yeah.
6 or 7 wickets. 6 wickets, right? So this is something that was alarm bell ringing from the first game itself, that against this bowling attack, if they are not able to score and also chasing us very below par total like 150, I don't know what is going to come in the further games, and that's what happened against RCB. Their RCB 197. Okay, the last over, apart from the last over blitz, they were in the game like 175. It's a good score with 8 7 8 down. Last over he got for 22 or something. Sam Curran, and
Yeah.
that also thinking, I didn't understand why are you bowling Sam Curran the last over. Sam Curran in the last 2 3 years after the 22 World Cup in Australia, he has been horrible with the ball,
Yeah.
especially at the death. Means people have figured him out. Like he bowls the cutters or he bowls the full balls. If you miss I hit kind of a bowler, and at that pace, he is going to miss a more than the batsman in the
Maybe,
mid
maybe
120s.
in that one particular over, they could have maybe gone in with a Jadeja, because Jadeja, I mean, he would have also gone for 20 odd runs, no, mind you. But
But
I think
Tim
he would
David,
still have been a better match for
yeah, because
Livingstone.
because Tim David was there.
Sorry, Team David. Team David.
Tim
Team
David
David.
is not a great player
Uh,
of spin, and that is a major reason why Mumbai Indians released him, or they
yeah.
didn't show the trust in him. Whatever, maybe the reason means whatever other
And
of the
that was
reasons.
not a flat wicket, mind you, by any means. That
No,
was a 170-ish kind of a wicket where there was slight grip on the ball, and Jadeja could have maybe reduced one or two sixes less. Who knows?
but the point is Jadeja. I told you in the group as well that Chennai versus RCB, RCB is winning only because Jadeja is not firing. Because if you see the last 5 6 10 years, whenever Chennai has won against RCB, 7 out of 10 days Jadeja has been your MVP on that day.
Hmm.
You go back to Pune 2018, Jadeja ran through the batting lineup.
Mumbai
You go to
2021.
Mumbai 2021, he smacked Harshal Patel for 37, then ran 2 3 people out, bowled AB and Maxwell both. All those things. All those things happened, right? Then again in one of the games in Chinnaswamy, I think that was 23, Jadeja scored a lot of runs and also got rid of Maxwell there. So Jadeja has been your go-to guy against Bangalore. But this time, in the last game, if you remember, 24, uh, remember that over where Pop smacked him for 2 6s?
Yeah.
Right.
I
So,
mean, you are the one who put that curse on him.
yeah. So, so that's what. After that, the last 2 games when they lost, if you remember, Jadeja got smacked for 40, 44 in that game. And yesterday, means this game as well, he got for 3 over 36. So this is the major problem against RCB that happened. And after that, the batting never had the power. That's for sure, because we all knew that the game is of the first 5 or 6 overs. Bowie and Hazelwood. If they are able to see these two out, then there may be a chance, because RCB have a weaker spin attack compared to other teams visiting Chepauk. And but Bowie and Hazelwood ended the game in the power play itself. Nothing was left. 27 for 3, top 3 gone. How are you going to chase 197? There was no way
Yeah,
they could have chased it
I,
down.
I, I think that's the biggest challenge for CSK. I mean, right at the start, you summed it up quite well. In just one line, that their batters aren't capable to get 170 on sluggish wickets, and the bowlers are not capable of restricting the other teams to modest, or let's say a below par totals on good wickets. I mean, couldn't have put it any better, I would say. But there is one thing that the Chennai Super Kings is a team which If you look at on paper compared to other teams, they would look quite poor, right? But you have to think Chennai Super Kings from a Chennai Super Kings perspective. How do they think? They think this year, this is my team. What are the weaknesses? I'll plug those holes in the next season. And based on that, if my team next season is better than what I feel is there in this season, we are good. I think that's how they have planned and that's how they have done. Again, I'm not defending the strategies. I'm just trying to look at it from their lens. Look at
The
what
pro-
happened last season. Hmm.
the problem with
Let
CSK,
me
they had
let me get this point across, and then maybe we can. So they thought last season we won 7 games. They don't see how we won those 7 games because, for example, Rajasthan game which Gaikwad played, he played 50 or 51 or something like that. That innings, anybody would criticize them, but not CSK. CSK thought, okay, we won 7 games. We were just 1 game here and there from playoffs, so our team is actually good. What was our weakness? Our weakness was our bowling. So they replaced their entire bowling lineup. They got in a match-winning bowler, I would say, in Noor Ahmed. They have already had Patirana, who was good for CSK, gets spanked otherwise, but good for CSK. And then they added in uh, Khalil Ahmed. Khalil Ahmed is one of the guys who has flown quite under the radar. He was very good for Delhi Capitals in the last 1 2 seasons. If you go and check his numbers, pretty sure they'd be very good. So they added all this. They added Anshul Kamboj, but they are not using him for whatever reason. Then they thought bringing in Ashwin and uniting him with Jadeja would create a indestructible sort of a bowling lineup in Chepauk. Now, where they are failing is they are not getting those 140, 150, 160 kind of wickets on Chepauk. And when they are getting that sporting wickets, 160, 170, sporting, not good wickets, in the sense, not a batting paradise like 180, 200 wickets, but 160, 170 wickets. On those wickets, their spinners are struggling, and opposition has figured out a way to attack their spinners, and they are getting 190, 200, 185, those kind of runs, which these guys are not being able to chase. I think that is the problem. If you look at the games, Jadeja and Ashwin have not been able to fill their overs. That's what they're losing, right? CSK 12 overs of spin is what you expect, but they're not being able to bowl. So that's the game right there, right?
also one more thing, like you said that they fix the problems that they encounter every year in the next year. One glaring problem they have had in the last 6 or 7 seasons, that they are not able to chase. They are just not able to chase. 180 plus totals. The last time chased, that was in Mumbai final of 2018 IPL, 181. Can you imagine? And in between, they have won two trophies as well. So that is another great thing. But with, that is a big glaring problem. That means the teams, if you see the numbers, they pretty much know that if we score a 190 or a 200 kind of a total, this team doesn't have the firepower to chase it down. And that is majorly because of two things. First thing, MS is way past his prime. Let's be honest, why? Age is catching up with him, and it does with everyone in the sport.
This is something that we knew from the last 2 3 seasons.
Yeah,
Nothing.
from the
We
last two
we haven't
seasons.
reinvented the wheel here. We haven't
Correct.
reinvented the wheel here, right? It's the case in the last 2 3 seasons.
Because if you see in 2018, what was their main, who were the main three batsmen, if you remember? Watson at top, Raidu at 3 or 4, wherever he played, and then MS to finish off the games. Lot of games he finished off that year. I think he got some 450, 500 runs in that season, in the 2018 season. He was in brilliant, brilliant nick in that season. And that was the main thing. But after that, Raidu retired, Watson retired, and they haven't been the same after that. CSK. So they need to find players who can chase it down. Rituaj Gaikwad is not helping the cause. That guy averages, I think, 21 or something in chases. That is not
Yeah.
something very good for a player of his caliber, given the talent he has or he has shown in glimpses over the years.
Yeah. The biggest proponent of why CSK haven't been able to chase down is of course MS Dhoni because He is the OG chaser for us. It is MS Dhoni. After that, if there are some runs left and MS Dhoni is out, Jadeja or a Mitch Santner, they used to finish off the job, or sometimes a Dwayne Bravo. That's how the CSK have operated. It's just that they have never been able to replace MS Dhoni. And frankly speaking, you might not ever be able to. MI hasn't been able to replace Poland. Right? Similarly, they won't
They
be
are
able to
once
replace
in a
MI.
millennium players. You can't replace them. You
Exactly.
can't replace a
But
Adam
what?
Gilchrist. You can't replace a
Yeah,
MS Dhoni. It's not
yeah.
possible.
Yeah. So what they need to do is they need to find other ways of getting those runs, which they had. So CSK 2021 or 2023, they wouldn't have had a problem chasing a 180 plus score. Just recall the 2023 final. Okay, these chase numbers and all, they're they're just numbers at the end of the day. It's not like CSK has never gone on close to chasing a 180 score. Remember the final, man, which is 175 in 15 overs. Five more runs in five more overs, we would have chased it 180. We had that firepower in that team. But right now, what is happening is the bets they have hedged on certain players. I think those bets I think not for the first time. This is for the third time that those bets are not correct. 2020 it happened, right? 2022 it happened. Last year, I would say it happened, but it was just covered up because they won so many games. This season, it is actually visible. The bets they laid on Vijay Shankar, the bets they laid on Rahul Tripathi, on Deepak Hooda. So those bets are not coming off. So with Rahane, Robin Uthappa, these guys, you would have never expected them to play the way they would, right? But they played. So that is why they had a success story. These are the ones, when you go in with that mindset, definitely there will be times where you would lose. This is one of those times. Also, one thing if you have noticed, across years, CSK win or lose, doesn't matter. You stick to the same 11, same 11, same 11, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. Till the seventh game, you almost have the same 11. 2020, for example. This, for the first time, you would see they have changed so many players, which is kind of un-Dhoni. Like I'm a Dhoni fan, but I would not say that MS Dhoni doesn't have any role to play in the management. He has the biggest role to play in the management. Just that I think maybe this time he doesn't have 100% control. He has a bit less control because if he were there, had full control of this side, then we definitely wouldn't have seen what 17 players CSK has already played in this season. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
one thing that I wouldn't have seen from the management.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, they have to rectify, but the problem is they don't. I mean,
They
they are
don't have
playing
the players
already.
to rectify.
Exactly. I mean, you can't replace a Gaikwad or you can't replace a Rachin Ravindra, right? Who do you bring in?
You cannot.
You don't have such players, and that is something they. What reports have come out is there's one of their main scouts saying that I recommended Priyan Sharia and Aniket Verma to CSK, but they went for Rahul Tripathi and Vijay Shankar in the auctions. So that is something they have to in the next. I means in the upcoming years they need to figure out that why are they doing such kind of a thing. Also, one more thing I'd like to say: if you see the main impact means the main batsman of CSK was Raina, right? Over the years, from like the inception of IPL till whatever years he played. Then after that, they had Uthappa playing that role for a year or two, and then also Raidu was there for them. So
Um,
these three Indian batsmen, they are from the same batch of 2004 under 19. DK is also from the same. Raidu was their captain. So they are just brilliant player of spin bowling, right? And this is the point when these three played, like they won three cups. 2018, 21 Raina was there, but he didn't play. I think Uthappa had come in to
okay.
replace him in the semi-final and the final. And 23 again Uthappa as well as Raidu. No? Raidu, both were there. 23, I don't think
Yes.
Uthappa was there.
23 Uthappa wasn't there, Raidu was there.
Rahane was there. Rahane was there. Rahane played that role.
Rahane and Raidu. Yes.
Correct. So that is the thing. So these all things, these do count, right? You don't have players, such players right now. You are playing a Vijay Shankar. I mean, Vijay Shankar is not even a regular in his state team's white ball team. And mind you, he's the Ranji Trophy captain for them, Tamil Nadu. But he doesn't play feature a lot in the white ball games. And you brought him back, and you have given him a very important number five position.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was the thinking behind it. All these things.
I think, as I mentioned, I think they did what you said. So Deepak Hooda is not a bad player of spin. He is a good player of spin. So they brought him in. Rahul Tripathi is also a good player of spin. These guys almost what they played for India. Maybe not in the Superior Series, but in the sort of Highland Series and those kind
Auxiliary
of stuff.
series they played.
They did play for India. But the thing is, CSK have been guilty of picking a lot of informed players, and like they have succeeded more often than not. I think they overdid it this time, and I think it's high time for the management to understand that it's not going to happen every time that you pick out of form players and you inject something into them and then they come out like a Rahane. No, it's Rahane's class. You have given him that opportunity. Yes, credit to you, but it is Rahane's class that he played well, right? Similarly, I think that's the missing link with Deepak Hooda and Rahul Tripathi. Rahul Tripathi, I still have a lot of faith in him. Maybe if given more opportunities, he will certainly come good. But right now, I think he's too out of form to do anything. That's the problem. And I think let's talk about the fixing part. I think how would you fix this side? Maybe you have to do what you did in the last game. Go with Conway, Rachin, and Gaikwad at the top. I think that top three at least looks like they could score some runs. You still might not qualify with the playoffs, but at least that top three is something you need to figure out the right positions for the three of them for the future seasons.
Yeah, that is for sure. But another problem I observe with Rituraj Gaikwad is out of power play, if you ask him to start, he hasn't looked much positive there.
Yeah,
If the fielding restrictions are off and he's coming into bat at that point of time, he looks very clumsy.
yeah,
So that is something that is worrisome at this point of time because the same is the case with Conway as well as with Ravindra. Ravindra maybe is in very supreme form, so we don't observe that a lot, but he also needs the power play to start so that by the time the power play ends, he's into his groove. So this
yeah.
is another problem for them.
Yeah, I think CSK should. I mean, it's very hard to say this, like for any professional side to forget this season and prepare for the next one. But I think CSK genuinely has to do that. I mean, there's no way they are winning what 7 games out of the remaining nine to qualify. I don't see that happening. At least figure out your players. Noor, Pathirana, Khalil, these three guys definitely you should carry on to the next season. They are your guys. Give them more games. Have faith in them and the top three. You need to identify whether this top three works for you or it does not. And accordingly, you have to purchase players in the next season because there's no point in carrying both Conway and Ravindra if that doesn't suit your 11. You have to let go of one of them in the next season. So that's the point. And Shivam Dubey looked way off color. Last season also, the games that CSK won were because Shivam Dubey provided those impetus. If not for Dubey's runs, there is no aggressive player in the middle order unless MSD comes
See,
out of nowhere and
last
smacks century.
last year also prior to his selection, 7 games he scored some 200 plus runs, like 230,
Uh,
240 runs.
And
And the
that's where
next
Chennai won most of their games.
yes, and after those 7 games, the next 7 games he scored 68 runs. So that doesn't help the cause, right? And I think people have figured it out quite well that how to bowl to him. The short ball barrage and giving, I mean, not providing balls in his wheelhouse. So let's see what
Just
he
keep
comes up with.
away from his body and he'll be used with it. That's how it has been from him.
Yes.
So, yeah. And also, before moving on from this topic, I want to talk about one other guy also, MS Dhoni. Of course, I have seen. I'm not on social media as of this date because I quit Instagram what 2 3 months ago. But I have seen certain posts coming in from everywhere about MS Dhoni. that he should retire. So yeah, he should retire, of course. I also believe that. But it's not going to happen mid-season, guys. So you got to stop asking for it. It's going to happen when it has to happen, and probably that will be towards the end of the season. So I don't think it's going to help anything if you keep on saying Amazon should retire. He's not going to retire, man, mid-season. That's not how he rolls, right? And I believe the role that he has been given. So people are asking MS Dhoni should bat number four, number five. He cannot. He simply cannot. So CSK is a team which believes in predetermined roles. Okay, CSK has given him the role of a wicketkeeper and an on-field mentor. Help out with strategies, the field settings, those angles. Everybody has seen MS Dhoni reels setting the field using these angles, and the ball goes just there. So he's there for that thing, and maybe score 30 or 15. So that is his role in the side. People writing on social media for asking him to come earlier not is not gonna make him come earlier. So that's the point. And I
And
think
that
he's
is
doing
not
his
his
role
role.
okay.
I mean, I mean, if you take the DC game out of equation, he has
Yeah,
done what he has what has been asked from him. What else do you
yeah,
need? He's scoring at strike rate of 200, whatever balls he faces. And what else do you need from him?
yeah. And if you actually are like a cricket fan and you want to analyze where CSK is losing, yes, MS Dhoni definitely is not finishing the games well. You can say that's a point, but that's not the only point. The main reason CSK is losing games is in the power play. You are conceding 75, 68, 80 runs in the power play when you are scoring 50 for 3, 45 for 3. So that's the difference in the game right there. So you're always playing catch up and you don't have the strongest of batting lineups, to be honest, to play catch up. So that's that about CSK. Two, three players I want to mention that I want to see in the 11. One is Anshul Kampoj. Man, that guy was extremely good for Mumbai Indians, the few chances that he got. He picked up 10 wickets in a Ranji game. I can't remember if it was a game or an innings itself. Just last this current season. Okay, in good form. Bhai, please play him. Play him over Mukesh. Mukesh is not looking in good touch. I get that he picked a lot of wickets for CSK. I think back in the 2022 season, where he took the new ball, but he was taken the distance. There also his economy was 9, 9.5. So you already have a lefty in Khalil. Bring that variety. Play Anshul. And another guy I want to see is Vansh Baby. So once Baby, Pratik, if you have not seen his game, yes, very small sample size, two, three good innings, yes, but he's a very aggressive player, wicket keeper, bats middle order. That he's a kind of player who can provide impetus, kind of the Samir is with mold. Not as good technically, but he can provide that impetus. He performed extremely well in the DPL, and DPL is the same league from where you got these guys, Priyansh Arya, Aniket Verma, and this guy. I'm forgetting his name.
Digvish Rathi.
Digvay Shathi. So the DPL guys have been doing well in IPL. I mean, you still can go with
Wha-
Panjvedi and try him.
one more player I want to know about is Sheikh Rashid. That guy was, I mean,
Andhra. Yeah.
Andhra Pradesh, and he was a very good batsman. I think in 22, I think he's from the same batch as Yashasvi Jaiswal, or the batch after that, which won the World Cup. Raj Angad Bawa won, one of the
Hmm.
two, and he was considered the next big thing. He was that good, and CSK has picked him every auction. Not sure why you are not playing him. I mean, why will you? Why do you give chances to someone like a Vijay Shankar? I mean, that guy has played all his life at Chepauk, and he scored a 43 ball 50 in a 180 chase. You can't have excuses there. You are playing at your home ground, you know the conditions. You have been playing there for the last 20 years or so. Still you can't bat there. This is something that the management needs to answer. If you even invest in the youth, even if you lose, okay, they have gained experience, they might help you in the upcoming years.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you have to create players. You cannot keep going to the same thing that, okay, We'll pick up experienced guys. We will win the tournament. It's only a one tournament thing. That stage has passed. Now teams are building players. Every team is building players. And if you don't, you're going to simply lag behind. That is for sure. So I mean, that's the case with CSK. They have to find players. They have to nourish players. They already have certain good players, man. Anshul Kamboj, for me, I just don't understand why he's not playing. So that's that for you. Yeah. Anyhow, so and one you mentioned Sheikh Rashid. That reminds me of the most important thing that I wanted to talk about CSK, and that is fielding. Bhai, I'm not asking you to save boundaries by putting in dives, but at least hold on to your catches. Every game CSK is dropping two or three catches. One catch for every team drops. I can consider that as a quota thing. But two, three catches if you're dropping, first game Patidar, second you had not Nitish Rana. Nitish Rana didn't give any catches. Last game Priyansh Arya, he was caught at the boundary and then the feet was on the boundary rope, so that was a six. So don't make these kind of mistakes. Please hold on to your catches, and at least you are gonna restrict the score from a 190 to maybe 170. That's the most important thing. But yeah, anyways, moving on from CSK, let's go to your team, Pratik. MI CSK, bye bye. They stay at the top together, they win titles together, or they stay at the bottom of the table together. It's been that kind of a thing so far.
I
How do you
mean,
rate this season?
Mumbai Indians' problem has been the power play in both the in at both ends. I mean, with the ball as well as with the bat. What was expected from Mumbai Indians with the ball? Okay, bat. I was not expecting anything great from Rohit Sharma. I haven't been expecting anything great from him or Mumbai Indians at least for the last 7 years. So that is not something new that we are seeing. So let's keep that aside. But from Trent Bolt, see, I was always in the opinion that Jofra Archer could have been a better pick. But initially, after what all happened and after the auction and what all happened in the first 2 3 games, everybody was writing off Jofra Archer, saying that Mumbai scammed. Mumbai got lucky that they got the better bowler, all these things. But the point with Trent Bolt is he's not playing international cricket anymore at this point of time. So even AB de Villiers at his time, even when he was there, when he left international cricket, or Quinton de Kock right now, all these players, when they leave international cricket, the touch is not like that. The touch slightly fades off, right?
Yeah,
So this is something that with Trent Bolt also we are seeing is not able to get that swing and all those things. And Deepak Chahar has been horrible. Apart from that one game against KKR, he has been just horrible. He's bowling all those cutters. And I mean, bro, you were known for swinging the ball. You were the best with the new ball after Bhuvneshwar Kumar from 2018. From the first game when you picked Evan Lewis up in the first over itself, LBW plumb, the ball swung back a mile, right? So I don't know what has happened with him. And this time he looked fit as well. In the first 2 3 games, he looked very fit, very enthusiastic. But again, in the last 2 games, he has been the same. His bowling, if one over he doesn't get the lines right, he starts bowling the into the wicket cutters and all with the new ball. Bro, there is Hardik Pandya for that. You don't need to do that stuff. You are known for swinging the ball up front with the new ball and get wickets. Last year for CSK, that was the problem as well.
yeah.
Cherry not coming
I think
good. And,
yeah. Early wickets definitely. What I said for CSK holds true for T20 cricket in general. And there was also one stat. I think 81. I can't remember which game this was. I think it was CSK versus DC. Till that game, 81% of the games where the team won the power play, as in both batting and bowling power play combined. Whoever has won the power play has won the game. So early
that
wickets
is the
obviously
problem,
used
right?
to.
And they were not able to pick a wicket against GT. Let's go game by game. So first game, CSK just they could not play on the sluggish wicket, which was kind of expected I expected a bit more from someone like a Sky and Tilak Verma, but sadly
Yeah.
both of them didn't come off that well. Then bowling, they tried their best. They pulled the game till the last over, which is a great thing in itself, I'd say. Then the second game, we traveled to Ahmedabad, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahmedabad, for
Black soil
black
wicket
soil
it was.
wicket, again, they could not contain the batting. I mean, 197 against GT. If there is no due, you are chasing. Hardik has won all the tosses till now, 4 out of 4 he won. See, this is something that they have to realize that if there is no, you are only chasing. Why do you chase in India? Because there has
Due.
to be due. Otherwise, it is of no use. Why will you chase? On good wickets, if the batting team, first batting team puts up like a 220 or a 230, 90% time you will lose. 90 no, 95% time you are going to lose the game. No matter due is there, not there, whatever is the case. Only reliant on due, you are choosing to bowl first. And the ball didn't swing. Gujarat went hard in the power play, scored some 68 runs. Again, they were good till 40 or 45 in 5 overs. And then came in Deepak Char. In the last over, he considered 20 runs. That is not expected from Deepak Chahar, right? Then they blew away that game. Batsman could not bat. Tilak, whatever happened, Tilak could not do. Tilak could not get into his groove. Hardik could not get his could, could not get his shots right. Whatever happened, they lost the game. Okay, that's fine. That's an off day for both the departments. Then against the third game, I think they won comfortably against KKR. They just annihilated KKR. I mean, fiery opening spell from Bolt as well as Deepak Chahar. The wicket was helping because they had left some grass on the surface. Now, the fourth game, they play against LSG at Lucknow, and LSG, mind you, give them one of the best batting wickets that Lucknow can prepare. Lucknow has
Hmm.
always been the worst batting wicket and the most boring ground if you see in the last 2 3 years, whatever they have been playing. 160 has been defended like 7 8 times in their ground. So it's extremely tough to score there. They gave them a good wicket. And on that wicket, to concede 200 after, I mean, all the main batters were out. Last, the worst part in that game was Satner conceding 3 or 4 boundaries to Ayush Badoni in 1 over after the strategic timeout.
Mhm.
That was the turning point of the game. Till then,
Yeah,
Mumbai
yeah,
was
that
in.
kind of gave them momentum. Yeah.
Right. After that, Miller finished off the game. 206, I think it was kind of 15 runs above par on that wicket. 190 is okay. You can chase it down in Lucknow. Because at this point of time, also, there is not much dew. In the summer season, there is not much dew. Then coming
Yeah.
into bat, you know there is a fielder on the long boundary. Both the openers, Jacks as well as Rickleton, get out on the exact same shot. And mind you, again, I'll say Lucknow has the weakest bowling. They don't have the goods, to be honest. They don't have the goods to fire. Just like CSK, what we are saying that they can't score a 220, 230 consistently. You don't expect them from them. Same way, Lucknow, you expect them to get bashed. They don't have the goods. Apart from Bishnoi, nobody is an international level spinner right now. An international level bowler.
I mean,
There,
on paper, what we are saying is on paper, but they have done
yeah,
a lot better than they
yeah,
did.
they have done a lot better than what was expected of them. There, then Rohit was not playing that game. I think Rickleton and Will Jacks threw away their wickets. Naman Dhir, brilliant batting. Then Surya batted well. Tilak Verma didn't have his day. I mean, that is something that we will highlight when we cover these matches. What is the problem, core problem with Mumbai Indians batting? Tilak Verma didn't have his good day with the bat. He was coming with some thumb injury or something. That is the reason why he came in as an impact sub in that game. Then Hardik Pandya tried his best, could not get the team over the line. That retired out and
There,
all those
there
things.
one. I think one topic we should talk about here right now is the retired hurt thing for Tilak Verma. I mean, how do you think about that decision?
I mean, the game was lost by then. I mean, 28 with one batter, not at all. Means he played some 25 balls. He could not connect even one. So I don't think something miraculous will happen there because it's a very big ground. It's not a 1KD or a Chinnaswamy where the ball just flies or pings off the bat. It's a very big ground in Lucknow, Ekana. So I don't think that was a wrong decision, and given that is a decision taken by the management, not by Hardik or someone. So it's fine. But the problem with
But I
Hardik
think,
was he didn't give the strike to Santner. That is something I didn't
yeah,
understand because
exactly.
at least there
So
was a
there were two
possibility of a
points.
super over. At least there was a possibility of a
Oh,
super over. You negated that thing as well.
there were two
Then
points here. Okay, for me, why I thought that decision was not correct. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'll just say this one quick thing and then I'll let you continue. So, two things for me. One, never retire a batsman unless you have somebody equally capable or better in the end in your dugout. Santner, as good as he gets a couple of sixes here and there, but on that wicket, considering Tilak was already set, and you already mentioned it was not easy to hit the ball for a new batter. Tilak would have been much more suited to face that last ball because at the end of the day, he faced only one ball for 2 runs. Maybe Tilak would have hit a six. It could have been a free hit for Tilak because that's the plan, right? Anyway, because Hardik did not give him the strike in the last over. So what were you expecting? Only for one ball you got him Santner. That was wrong from any angle you look at it.
that
Secondly,
is
by you got Santner by getting Tilak retired hurt. By it means you have to have some faith in him, right? You didn't even give him strike. Again, I understand why he didn't because he thought I would be able to hit the ball better. But then why you got Santner in the first place, man? So that was kind of I would say khichdi pakdi वहाँ पे from
that
everybody.
was kind
That
of
was a
yeah,
wrong decision.
you can call it a brain fed moment from the management as well. Okay,
Yeah,
let's keep that aside. But and you can say that till the 15th over they were in the chase. 5 overs 54 or some 5 overs 61 was required with 7 wickets in hand. My problem was with Surya Kumar Yadav. Again, you have to control your instincts in the crunch situation, Surya. You can't throw it away. That is, there is one fielder, you know that they are bowling slower ones into the wicket. Again, you are going for the paddle. This is the same thing that Australia did in the final last in 2023. They put on the ploy, they put out two fielders, one at deep backward square, one at fine leg, deep fine, and they kept bowling into the wicket. Slower balls. Again, you took on your ego and you take that shot on. I mean, why? Again, and this is the second instance that has happened with him at Lucknow. Once last year or last to last year, he got bowled of Yash Thakur. He got bowled. He was batting
hmm,
really well. He tried to scoop up a slower one and it hits the wickets. The scoop goes into the wicket. I mean, that was one moment of mishap from Surya there, which I think he could have handled better because being an experienced player now, you can't give him any excuses, any space of error or errors. Then Hardik, he tried his best. I mean, I don't know what to say. We got 5 wickets. He did everything that was possible.
not
Maybe
good. No.
some other day. Then we come to the RCB game. Again, again at 1KD, the same thing that Dew. Dew will come in, we will bat well. But when all these things are good, when the score is around the 200 mark, when the score exceeds 220, it becomes very difficult. This time I'm going to criticize Hardik because of the bowling changes he made. Okay, Rajat Patidar probably is the best player of spin bowling currently in Indian circuit. That we can all agree on. But Vignesh Puthur was bowling well. Or maybe the other side, whoever was the batsman, he could have got two, three balls at him as well. What happened?
Exactly.
So
You
that
bowled him
doesn't
only one over and he picked up a wicket
exactly
for 10 runs.
exactly. That is the point. And then at some point of time, see, what we have always said that the 17th and 19th over should be bowled by the best death bowler. Correct? You did the reverse. You didn't bring in Bumrah in the 17th over, you brought in Bolt there, which did not help the cause, right? Sorry, he bowled himself there and
So
he got some 20 runs or something, 18, 20 runs.
No, but I think when you bowl first, you have the 18th and 20th over. So that was it was okay, but yeah.
Anyways, but that didn't, because every time someone was pulling the game back, the other from the other end, someone came in and licked the
Other end,
runs.
the pressure was getting released. Yeah, this is a pattern that I've noticed with Mumbai Indians. Glad that you already mentioned because I wanted you to say it. But this is a pattern that I've noticed with Mumbai Indians, with the ball especially. Whenever they find some momentum, from the other end they release the momentum.
So that is the
That's
some
that's how.
that is something that Hardik needs to fix with his bowling changes, right? Nobody else can help him there. That is
Yeah,
something
yeah,
he needs to
absolutely,
take care of. And he has been
absolutely.
bowling
And
well. He means you have to make these split second decisions. If you make it wrong, the over of 10 can go up to over of 20 and all the momentum is lost.
yeah.
That's what happened.
And these 20 run overs actually cost you the game, man. While chasing, so when you bat first, through the momentum, you easily get those 20 run overs, maybe once or twice, maybe even thrice in one innings. But while chasing, it's very difficult to get those 20 run overs. So we thought, so you would think that, okay, it's a flat wicket, it's a due, everything is there, we can score runs,
I think
but it
the,
doesn't happen that way.
you called it right. They RCB got like 320 run overs, 3 or 4 20 run overs. Deepak Char in the power play last over, Santner 1 over, and Bolt 1 over. They got. So, I mean, that's pretty much the game there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Then when
I
they
think
came out to
that is also the problem for Finger.
when they came out to bat, man, Rohit Sharma, I have no words for him, man. I mean, he's the captain of the team. I don't want to say anything negative for him. But this is not so done. You are a senior pro, senior most batter, and it seems he's just like disconnected himself from the game. He just doesn't want to bat. He's like, it's like, okay, I'll just go in. As I'm being paid, I'll just go in and make an appearance, and then I'll whatever I can do, I will do. 2 3 overs, I'll bat, and then I'll come back. It's not helping the team's cause. You are opening all these years why we were successful or why we were threatening for India because you were good. In the last 2.5 years, whatever change we have observed, what was the change? You were the change. You were the one who performed well. But that just doesn't translate him into his Mumbai Indians performances. And here you are batting at 1 KD somewhere you have played 20 25 years of your life, 20 years plus of your life. You know the conditions better than anyone. It's an absolute batting paradise. And there you just are not able to score runs. It feels very sad, very sorry for someone like him, of his a player of his stature. He's just like going in. Okay, I'll hit 1 2 shots. Then he plays something, some one hike, and the stump goes flying, or he skies one up in, and it gets caught inside the circle only. It's not helping the teams cause that is the problem. And the other two again. Now the problem starts. Okay, Rohit Sharma is not in form, not in touch. Whatever is the case, let it keep it aside. You bought two players, Ryan Rickelton and Will Jacks. Ryan Rickelton, the way he has been performing in SAT20 test matches or in ODIs, whatever cricket he's played, he's in fantastic nick. So it was pretty clear that he's going to keep wickets and he's going to open along with Rohit, which is fine. My question is, why did you buy Will Jacks there? Because you had the Indian number three batting for you, Tilak Verma. You had retained him. What was the reason to buy Will Jacks ahead of someone like a Glenn Phillips or even Tim David? Tim David could have bought that. He was the
Or
finisher. If
Liam
that
Livingston, whoever.
Liam
Whoever.
David, okay, let's keep him aside because they could not go heavy. So they didn't have the money to go for Liam Livingston because, or whatever. Glenn Phillips was there, or you had this guy, Tim David. He came at last of the auction, last part of the auction. You could have bought those players. He was playing for you. Tim David didn't perform badly for Mumbai Indians. He had some 30, 46s at 1 KD in whatever innings he played. So that is quite a bit because someone who bats from 10 15 balls at max every innings, if he has 46s for you in 2 seasons, that is pretty great in my books. Right? So All
But
these things happened, and then Will Jacks, I don't think he's fitting pretty much into the things. And also, when they lost the 2 wickets, all the momentum was sucked in, and Sky also just could not get going on that day. He missed so many of the balls which he easily puts into the stands of the leg spinner, leggy. All those sweeps he missed, sweep shots.
you mentioned you actually told the match story. So that game where Mumbai lost was for me Surya Kumar Yadav. I mean, Surya, you are one of the finest players of spin. 2020, 2021, at that point, India was struggling to find somebody who can tonk spin. Surya was that guy for us. Before Shreyas Iyer got into the side, I would say was reintroduced to the side. Surya was the guy, right? He was there in T20 that he would spank spin. But that that part where he could not hit, I cannot remember who,
So yes, Sharma.
Suyash Sharma. He could not hit Suyash Sharma. He played dots to him. That's where the game I felt kind of drifted away from Mumbai. And
Yeah.
and
So
as you mentioned, the biggest problem for Mumbai Indians is what you exactly mentioned. The top three. It's right at the top. I know people would say finishing is the problem. You're not wrong, you're right. Finishing is the problem. But the ultimate problem, you see why you are going into those situations. You have to understand what is the cause, what is the root cause from where this is all stemming. And that is at the top. Again, Rohit Sharma, I would say he's an Indian international man. You still have to play him, right? And it's not like he's wasting any balls, at least that's a good part. He's going aggressive. Sometimes it will pay off, sometimes it won't. It's okay, whatever it is. uh, Keep it aside. He's retired from T20, so let's not go too much into that. My concern is you have Ryan Rickelton, you have Will Jacks, and Tilak Verma is somebody who should bat at three. He's batting at five. He's not getting enough opportunities to maximize the game for you.
exactly.
He's so on paper if you see, you would say that okay, Tilak Verma is the only batter who's batting out of position. But you see how the form is for the other batters and see the form that Tilak Verma is in. So you should actually try to send him up at number three.
That is for sure. That is for sure, without an iota of doubt there. That is something they have to fix in the upcoming games. Otherwise, it's only going to go south from here for them. Tilak Verma
So
has to bat number three, then Surya at four, then number
Hardik
five
Paul.
and number five they can get Jax, or I think Bevan Jacobs is also there. So
I'll tell you what they need to do. So yes, Bevan John Jacobs he can do it, but I have an alternate here. You can go for Corbin Boss, good bowler.
yeah,
He'll give you at least 2 3 overs, if not four, and he can hit a long ball also. He
that is for sure.
he can at least give you certain comfort there in the side.
Exactly. He is basically Jason Holder from 2014.
Exactly. And I feel on the Mumbai surface, I don't know why I cannot back this with anything as of now, but I just have this gut feeling that this guy he also is in good form. He did well against Pakistan on debut. He got South Africa out of a fix, so shows that he also has a character. Of course, Pakistan is Pakistan, but still, man, he did perform in a bad situation for South Africa. So that means he's a good enough player, and I think you can try him. Uh, I mean, Will Jacks is a quality player. I've got nothing against him. Maybe right in the next match he might give a slap to our faces by scoring 20 ball 60 or something. But the thing is, the balance is not right for Mumbai Indians. You have to have Tilak at three, and to enable that, you need somebody who can bat in the middle. So that's the only way I see Mumbai Indians mixing, and that's the only problem also I see with Mumbai Indians.
That is for sure because players like see what you are saying, that is also a very good solution. Reason being, players like Namandir and Hardik Pandya are not getting the balls. Enough balls they are not getting so that they can tonk. Because
Or when they are
number
getting, it's a
seven
already lost cause.
already a lost cause. Like Namandir is too good a player to bat at number seven, man. Come on. He's too good a player. Namandir. You are batting him at
Yeah,
number 7. It doesn't make any sense. So that is something that can happen. I can see because Santner and this guy Corbin Bosch, they can bat 7 and 8. What you are saying, yeah, this is a good combination, to be honest. This is actually a very good combination.
yeah. So I think overall with the bowling also you'll get a addition.
Yeah,
So from there I thought, okay, you can have some comfort in the bowling also because Deepak is not doing well, Bolt is not doing well. At least see Bumrah, we all know he's brilliant, but he needs some support. Right? He cannot do it all alone every time. You have to give him some support. So I think this is a combination that they should go for rather. Or if not, if you don't want Corbin Bosch, I go for a Bevan John Jacob. Do something, but make Tilak bat at three. Let him
his chances.
maximize his chances, right? And he's gonna win the games for you. He's not a batsman who would score a 30 ball 40. He's not that kind of a player. He'll win. He'll score for the team. He'll win the games for the team. So you have to trust him. I mean, I'm really sad that Mumbai is doing this kind of a thing with him.
The problem with the sad part is what with CSK we know that they don't have the goods to produce. Mumbai
Yeah,
has everything in the
exactly.
tank. Mumbai has everything in the tank. Just because of some kind of permutation combinations, you are losing out on games. That is something that should not happen, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hardik's captaincy ought to improve the bowling changes, especially for that. And don't make these kind of changes. At least, okay, if management is making, you do have some authority, right? The Tilak Verma case, for example. So the way I saw it is, if you give the chance to Tilak Verma and still lose the game, it's fine, man. You lost the game anyway. Even Santner coming in wouldn't have changed the result of the game. Just that, if you had Tilak Verma in there, it would have given the confidence to Tilak Verma that okay, my captain has placed his faith on me. I disappointed him today, but in the next game he'll come in with a vengeance. That I will play for my team. I'll win the game for my team for my captain. So that kind of spirit would be there. Not saying it's not there right now, but you have to build that kind of trust. And all of us know that Hardik Pandya does not have a very good reputation in the dressing room, right? We got the leaks, everything last season. So you have to build that relationship, man. So that's where I think Hardik needs to improve as a captain.
Yeah, that is for sure. I think they have to make the amendments. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much about Mumbai Indians. I think number 7 is
Let's
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. Yes, at this moment they are playing a very good game against Gujarat Titans. So maybe let's keep them towards the end, and by the time the game also will be finished. Yeah. So move on to number 7. Is it? No,
Number 6,
6. KKR. What do you have about KKR?
KKR. KKR has been like they are they are actually doing they are playing like a odd even team. On odd days they turn up like KKR. On even days they turn up like Bangladesh. Something weird is happening in the team. I mean, I can't understand the thing. See, my problem with KKR has always been the same. Last year, I means after the auctions, we called it out that where whoever you have retained, please give them chances. Rinku Singh, what we have recommended, irrespective of the situation, if there is whatever is the case, either there are 10 overs left or there are 3 wickets down, whichever happens first, you send Rinku in, irrespective of the situation, opposition, condition, everything. He bats 5 in the worst case, whether there are 5 balls left or 15 overs left. It doesn't matter. He is that good a player. He is your first retention, right? And
Yeah,
again, you are not showing faith in him. This doesn't help the cause. This doesn't help the team. This doesn't help the player. It just doesn't help anything for you. Last game, the
yeah,
fourth or fifth game, whatever it was, against LSG at Eden Gardens, they got the belter of a wicket. The day game, they got a belter of a wicket. LSG, all guns blazing, the top three, Mark Ram, Mitch Marsh, and Nicholas Puran, they just smacked them through to 237, which was kind of under par, I'd say, with the kind of start that KKR had. 12 overs, you are 149 for 2, right? They were somewhere like 16 overs, 177 for 6 or something. In 4 overs, 27 runs, you lose 5 wickets. 177 for 7. Sorry, 183 for 7. That is not done. And why? Just to maintain one thing. You did all these confusions. That
Left.
is your right left combination in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to ask the management, means whoever, means whether it is Chandrakant Pandit or whether it is Ajinkya Rahane, whoever is there. I mean, is cricket not played, or if Sachin and Sehwag were a bad opening combination, or Adam Gilchrist and Matthew Hayden were a bad opening combination, decades
Just
of
because
domination,
left hand.
they had. Can
Yeah,
you
I mean,
explain
I,
what is the
I
cause of
I agree
this?
with you. So left-right combination to one extent is okay, but to base your entire batting order just because of that, and you are playing players out of position, and even in the first batting scenario, I would have understood this. But when you're chasing, you need your best players out there as soon as possible, man. You cannot have Rinku Singh batting at number 8
I mean,
in a
it was
238 runs.
in a horrible decision making from KKR so far with the batting order. They have been very lucky. SRH game, they were very lucky that SRH is completely, okay, SRH has completely lost it. They just don't know what to do. They started with something and now they have completely lost it. So let's keep that game aside. Apart from that, they won one more game, right? Against Rajasthan Royals. That was pretty clinical with the performance. Quinton de Kock scoring 97 not out and all those things. But apart from the games that they won, they were very clinical in both the departments, with the ball as well as with the bat. But the games that they lost, the opposition is made to look
Move
very
on the ball.
clinical, right?
Hmm.
KKR again, they start off with RCB game. You were like 10 overs or 11 overs, 110 for 2. You collapsed
They
to
completely
172.
capitulated after that. Hmm.
Collapsed to 170 odd runs. At your home, okay, that was the first game. You can say there were nerves and all those things. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep that aside. Then then they won the game at Guwahati, I think, against Rajasthan
Yeah.
Royals. There, Rajasthan could not turn up. Then we had a game against Mumbai Indians. They got
Wankhede.
annihilated there. Wankhede, they were annihilated at Wankhede. Then they go to then they won at SRH. Then they won at home against SRH.
SRH. That was
Right?
with the wicket that we talked about. It had some
Yeah.
turn. There, SRH
Sometimes
made a mistake by not playing spinners
not batting first, not sticking to their strength.
and not
Now,
playing spinners also.
and that is a
One spinner.
secondary thing. That is a
Six
secondary
wickets,
thing. But
fine. On that surface, 6 wickets by
exactly.
spinners.
But you means yeah. Then
And
again,
main cause is of course batting first. Because
yeah.
last entire season, the we saw
Your template was
even at
batting.
their best, they were not able to chase. So now, when you are already down, you are lost 2, 3 games coming into this game. Why would you
Why will
not bat
you
first?
look to choose? Why will you look to chase? Then the game against Lucknow Super Giants, I mean horrible, just horrible from the team management. First thing, someone pointed it out. Is there a cause to play both Raghuvanshi as well as
Rahane.
Ajinkya Rahane in the same 11? What is the point?
Yeah,
We are not doubting the talent of the players or the form of the players. Both are brilliant talents and both are in good form as well. But is it helping the team? That is the concern here. Last game, Ajinkya Rahane batted out of his skin, scored 60 of 35. Then he pretty much set the platform. 157 for 3. They were in 13.13 overs, I think. Right? From there on, what was the need of sending Raghuvanshi? You sent in Ramandeep first. First, that thing didn't click to me. When you have okay, you want to send a right-hander, you will send in Andre Russell. Who is a bigger finisher than Andre Russell? You have two names: Kyron Pollard, MS Dhoni. Number three is Andre Russell in IPL or in entire
Yeah,
T20 cricket. You
that's
can
right.
say, right? MS Pollard, MS, then Andre Russell. You have Russell in your ranks. Why will you send out a Ramandeep? No sense. Then Ramandeep got out, skied the first ball. He got out for 1 or 2 runs. You send in Ankuresh Raghuvanshi. You have Rinku Singh, you have Russell, both in the ranks, and the game
This
is
is
turning
where I
on its
have
side.
This is where I also had a problem because at that point you need finishers in the game. Ankuresh is very talented and everything, yes, but you needed finishers. Ramandeep one also I kind of understand because Ramandeep is also a good finisher. He's also growing and he's also in good form. Also that those kind of stuff, yes. But Ankuresh Raghuvanshi at that point did not make any sense to me over an Andre Russell and Aaron Kuzi.
That is for sure. That is for sure. I mean, pretty much spot on that. And then when these two people came in, the game was already in half, means 1 foot. LSG had 1 foot on the victory pedal. Rinku Singh, he could have chased it down 54 of 23. That is pretty much Rinku Singh's territory. But the problem is you are 7 down. Sorry, 7 or 8 down. It doesn't help. It
Yeah,
doesn't help. And after that, Harshit Rana also, okay, you
he
are
stuck
capable.
in that
We
also.
know that. We know that. But the thing is, you have to help the team. And how is your team going to be helped? By giving maximum strike to Rinku Singh. You are trying to hit boundaries, that is good, fair on your part. But ultimately, it didn't help the team.
Arey, if you try one ball, it didn't happen. Just give a single to him. No? That's the game, right? You saw that over by Digvesh Rathi. Had Riku Singh been on strike for more deliveries, they lost by what 4 5 runs, man. It
Five,
was
four
just one
runs.
hit, 4 runs.
One
Yeah,
hit.
just one hit away. So it was kind of sad to be honest because I was really looking forward for KKR to win that game because that was a very good run chase. Rahane was superb and Sunil Narayan also provided them a good start. Again, here also I have one thing. They have to make a choice here between Sunil Narayan and Ankuresh Raghuvanshi because you have too many top order batsmen. Okay, either you forego Narayan's contribution and send Rahane to open, and then you can have Raghuvanshi at three, or you have Sunil Narayan and don't play Ankuresh Raghuvanshi until and unless you are collapsing like in the Mumbai game. I think they have to balance it out that way. They have to make one of them as a sacrifice.
Yeah, that is for sure. Because I mean, I see no point in playing Raghuvanshi and Rahane in the same 11 together. Because the problem is it is cutting out balls for someone like Venki Iyer, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, and Ramandeep. All these four players, they are not getting the chances to bat. So that is not going to help the team.
And Andre Russell,
Huh, the four.
fourth.
So if Russell and Rinku are not getting balls, how are you going to win big games? You can't.
So KKR's strength is firepower, and their
Correct.
firepower is itself not getting enough
Chances to
balls. I
blow
think
up.
that is the core problem for them. So they have to, I think, make this
Also,
decision.
also one more thing I like to ask: why is Spencer Johnson playing ahead of Henrik Nokia? Nokia is fit. He's fit and fine. He's bowling in the nets. They shoot videos, all those stuff. Why are you playing Spencer Johnson ahead of Henrik Nokia? Is there a specific cause that means you wanted to replace Stark or what it is? I need to know
Maybe
that
I
thing.
think that's the idea maybe for them, but unfortunately hasn't worked out well for them also.
Means
Spencer has
Henrik
traveled.
Nokia.
Spencer is so Spencer. with the ball early on, he is swinging the ball. He's getting them in the right area, but it's not. He hasn't been
Converting into
consistent.
wickets. It's not converting into wickets.
And after that, he hasn't been consistent. Like he's not a Mitchell Stark. Yes, he has a potential. He can be that someday, but definitely not today. So that's maybe you can try Andre Nokia. So with Andre Nokia also the problem is he hasn't been in great touch himself. That also is something that you have to keep in mind. But uh, but
Andrej
you still
Nokia,
have to give him opportunities.
Andrej
Only then
Nokia
you
had
would be.
an economy of 5 or 5.1 in the World Cup, T20 World Cup last year. The
Yeah,
thing,
but it's been already so long since then, right?
but after
So,
that he hasn't played only. So,
so
but
that, that's
you
the
have
point.
to
But
back
yeah,
the experience. You have to back the. My point is, you have to back the experience that you have. You picked him for 6 crores or something. Why aren't you backing him up? That is my problem. Andrej
mm,
Nokia would be a very good addition to their team.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean that is one thing I'd say. And what I'd say is axe Raghuvanshi as of now, because you have chosen Rahane as your captain, also is performing well. Go with an Anukul Roy. He will add a left arm spin and can bat somewhere in the 7 8 position wherever you want him. You don't need so many top order players because till number 5 all of them are openers. Quinton de Kock has opened all his life. Narayan is a makeshift opener and he has performed well for you. Rahane is an opener. Raghuvanshi is a top 3. Venki Iyer is an opener as well. So it just doesn't
yeah.
help their cause.
For me, it's a very simple toss-up. I mean, if you want to play Anukul, well and good. If not, you want to have Raghuvanshi in the side, then you have to forego Narayan's explosiveness at the top, and you have to fit in Rahane to open, or maybe even have Ankush to open. But you have to make that sacrifice because otherwise it's going to be uh, very difficult for you. I mean, it may not come true every game. Maybe you will continue to win games, but definitely that's not the balance that you should look for because your four hitters they should at least have their entry points one by one right after the 10th over till the let's say 15th, 16th over. By 16th over, at least all of your finishers should have played something at the crease. That's the idea. I mean, yeah, that's that. And with KKR also, it's very difficult. So with CSK, it was very clear cut. You had the problems visible because they hadn't won anything. But with KKR, it's difficult to pinpoint these are the exact things and you fix these two things and you will start winning. Because they have won one game, they have lost one game. It's a tipsy topsy kind of a thing for them. But yeah, I think this is the point we have to see. You maybe sacrifice Narayan at the top, have Ankush Raghuvanshi open, or maybe not play Raghuvanshi altogether and play an Anukul or somebody like that. I think that's what I was saying. Any other points you have for KKR?
No, I think we are pretty much done with
And
KKR.
with the ball, I think they've been good. So, the Mumbai game, of course, they had no chance, so you wouldn't look too much into their bowling. But whenever there were decent situations where the bowling could perform, they did what they could, I believe. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next side, which is Lucknow Super Giants. I think this one particular team has surprised me a lot. So at the start, when the auction happened, we all discussed that they have got so much of firepower, but it all depends on the surface that Lucknow offers. And I think Lucknow has offered a very good surface compared to the standards that they had set in the previous years. Low, slow, sluggish surface, the ball not coming onto the bat. All of the batters that they have, they love pace on the bat. So I think that's a good thing for them. And the bowlers that they had, the prime bowlers, Mayank Yadav, and all those guys, all of them injured at once. Can you believe the luck? But still, they managed to do quite well for themselves.
I mean, Lucknow has been riding on their luck, I believe, so far. Let's see, because two games, two very close victories against KKR as well as against Mumbai Indians. But let's see till how long it is that the luck runs out of Lucknow. But to be honest, they have executed their plans very well. Means whatever limited resources that they have had, they have used it very well. Kudos to Rishabh Pant, the captain. So far, he has been pretty well. Apart, first game, I believe against Delhi Capital, it was a freak of a effort from Ashutosh and Vipraj. Apart from that, I think Lucknow Super Giants has been pretty good. They've got three wins, I think, three wins and one loss or two losses. Two losses.
Two losses.
Against Punjab, also they lost out. Punjab completely outplayed them. So let's not means I don't have much points for that game. But again, the SRH game, they came out on top with the very limited resources. They pulled SRH down to 190, and that was also because Pat Cummins hit those three sixes and three balls. Otherwise, it could have been a 170 game itself. SRH lost it there as well. Then they chased it down pretty comfortably. Nicholas Puran, and again yesterday's game, I mean against KKR, they batted really well. Maybe they left out like 10 runs, 10 more runs because last over only costed some 7, 8 runs. So that could have been capitalized a bit more, I believe. 245, 250 was on the cards on that surface. But about 237 is very big in itself. So batting point of view, I think Lucknow has been pretty much spot on in every game they have played. They have put on 200, I think, in four of the games. Only against Punjab Kings, they could not do that. But apart from that, I think they put on 200 in each of the games, batting first or batting second, whatever they had. Then I believe Markram has come good. Finally, he's doing justice to all the talent that he has got. Mitchell Marsh, always a dangerous player coming to the party finally, consistently. Then Nicholas
I think that
Puran.
is the key. That is the key. Nicholas Puran, yes, of course, he has been the most consistent batter for them, the best batter for them by far. But Nicholas Puran did it in previous seasons also. Mitchell Marsh, I think, was the X factor for them. His success meant that their team was kind of buoyed with this additional force, which nobody expected in a way.
Yeah, the Bison coming good with all this, all the power. And Markram as well. Markram batted really sensibly against Mumbai Indians, carried the innings, I think played for some 17th, 18th over and got out on the boundary and played a good knock against KKR as well, 47 of 28. So he can play the that anchor role as well. Means he is actually the player who is going to go good on the power play and then slow it down and play till the end from one end. So he is
Exactly.
good to his
I
role.
think, yeah,
He is
go
good with his role as well. And then Puran, I mean, Puran has been fantastic. How many years, man? Puran, we have been watching Puran since 2018. 2018, 2019, I think, when he first arrived in the IPL, he smacked everyone in that first season with Kings 11. Then in the COVID season, I think he was the second highest six hitter. Ishan Kishan went past him because he got more number of games in the semi final and final.
on.
Then 21 was horrible for him, five ducks, I think. Then he wrote that quote that every setback has a comeback. And after that, he's been all upwards. His stocks are going up and like crazy. I mean, he is more explosive than Klassen himself. Even Klassen at his prime,
It's just sad that West Indian cricket is not doing well. Otherwise, Puran definitely would have been much more talked about in the same light as, let's say, a Handy Klassen.
yeah,
But
Heinrich Klassen and
that's
Surya
the sad
Kumar
part.
Yadav, Surya Kumar Yadav or a Heinrich Klassen, he's right up there, I believe. I mean, you tend to greatness because if the universe boss himself gave you the title of mini universe boss, you are destined to greatness. That is for sure. And finally, means people are respecting him a lot more than what they used to do. They used to make fun of him in that season of 2021 and all those things. But finally, he's coming good and really good to see him fire. Rishabh Pant with the bat. I mean, it's the same cause as Rohit Sharma. I think it's just not. He feels disconnected. Not sure why, because at least age is on his side. Rohit Sharma, the age is not his inside on his side. But Rishabh Pant, I don't know what is the cause, but I'd
And
like to see
in
come
Rohit
good.
Sharma's case, even if he doesn't score runs, it's not a big deal, right? Nobody's gonna bother because he's already on the wrong side of the 30s. Maybe a couple more seasons and then he's gonna retire, unless he
Correct.
pulls a MVP. So not much to lose out there for him. Whereas in case of Rishabh Pant, if you see for the last what how many years, maybe 5 6 years, his white ball game hasn't even come close to his red ball game. Definitely, there are always questions about his place in the white ball side, especially the way India is playing T20 cricket as of now. You have these guys, Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, all of them. Even KL Rahul is now playing aggressive cricket. KL has always been amongst the runs. Now he's up in the ante and getting his strike rate up as well. Now, that wicketkeeper slot is still there, and all Rishabh Pant needed to do this season was to have a swashbuckling season similar to that of a 2018, and he would have been back in the mix. But
Even
he is
2019
quite
was
far from it.
brilliant. 2019, if you remember, we always were in the impression that he should have been selected in the squad itself. In the first place,
Yeah,
only he
it
should have
was.
gone through, but they chose DK and Kedar Jadhav and all those people ahead of Pant because Pant was in terrific form in that season as well. From 2020 onwards, it went downhill, especially from 2021 when he was assigned the captaincy in absence of Shreyas Iyer. After after 2021, it all went downhill for him in the from 2021 season.
Yeah,
So that is something I believe he has to work on because see the problem with a Klassen or MS or even Hardik Pandya, all those things that we talk, they never had the platform to go. When they are coming into bat, the team is already in doldrums. It's a sorry situation in most for all three of them. But for Rishabh Pant, that is not the case in all the games that he has played till now. He is
he
coming at
has
like
got the talent.
150 for 2, 130 for 2. He's coming in those situations. And then also he's getting out pretty cheaply and he's slowing down the game and then it is getting out. Not like he's getting out the first ball itself. He's playing 2, 3, 4 balls, 10, 7, 6, 7 balls, then he's getting out without scoring any runs. So that is not helping the team's cause, I believe. And he's not helping his cause as well. And something I'd like to highlight here to Dr. Goenka as well. I mean, man, you are not needed on the field after every game. It's not helping anyone in the media or whatever. Whatever happened with KL Rahul, it already tarnished your image as an owner. So it just doesn't help. It just doesn't help the player as well. Somewhere down the line, Rishabh Pant is always be having the fear, right? If I lose this game, okay, I'm not scoring the runs myself. That the heavy price tag on my head is already there. Now, if the team loses, this man is going to eat me alive on the field. He's going to grill
Yeah,
me down. That is not helping. I believe Pant's cause or the team's cause or Doctor's Goenka's cause as well. I mean, he just doesn't need to step onto the field every time after the game. Whether they win or they lose, you don't need all those interviews, podcasts. I don't think it is needed.
yeah. And I think from Lucknow side, the batting is pretty much covered the way you covered everything. Uh, for me, the impressive part
Miller is
was definitely the bowling.
yeah. Miller also whatever chances he got, Miller as well as Badoni, they also played well. I believe.
Yeah.
In
Batting
fact,
was sorted from them. I think
Abdul
the
Samad,
only uh, the
Abdul
only
Samad,
concern that I have for Lucknow would be on slow wickets because till now they've been doing a jolly good job on these wickets. But if there is a truly slow wicket, then they might get into trouble if they lose the top order early. I think in that case, at least Markram and Rishabh Pant, these guys have to hold the fort. Otherwise, it's a game where they could lose because you know that they always have to score those above par totals. Yes, the bowling has impressed a lot, but still on paper it is very inexperienced compared to the other sides, and they can very well be taken advantage of at any point during the tournament. So in search of those above par totals, they could end up in a position which SRH is in right now. So that is also something they have to keep in mind. I think that's the one weakness that I see. Of course, bowling inexperience is there, and there's nothing they can do about it because they don't have an option. The bowlers are injured, the main ones at least. So have to have to bear with what they have. And how impressive has been these guys, Digvesh Rathi and Prince Yadav.
Prince Yadav, I think, bowled only in one game, the second one against Hyderabad. After that, he hasn't played. But Digvish Rathi
Uh,
has been the talk of the town so far.
yeah,
He has
and
been
for
their
me, I
best
don't
bowler.
understand.
He
And
has
for
been
me, I
their
don't
best.
understand why Prince Yadav hasn't gotten more games.
I mean, they have bought Akash Deep for a lot of money. I believe he has to play. Also, being an India Test bowler right now, at least he is in Test match cricket. He is going to play. So I believe they have to give him chances.
I mean, the two games which Akashdeep played, he went for plenty of runs, although high-scoring games. But yeah, definitely coming off of an injury, he hasn't looked that great so far. Has to get back into the rhythm. Again, I'm looking it from a India lens because right after the IPL, you have the England series. This time, you need swing bowlers there. So Akashdeep again is going to be one of the crucial picks for us. Hope these
The
guys
problem,
just get back
the
into form
problem with
ASAP.
Akashdeep, the problem with Akashdeep is again what problem he had with the red ball. Again, the same thing here as well. He sprays it everywhere. Means he's not able to control. He has not acquired that control so far with the new ball. So once he learns that, he's going to be a very lethal bowler because his ball just skids off the surface. Something like
He's of the Shami mold. He is of the Shami mold.
exactly. Once he gets that control, he's going to be very difficult to pick.
Good. So that's all for Lucknow. Do you have any other points?
Lucknow, I think only thing is Rishabh Pant. I'd like to see some good batting from Rishabh Pant, and that will help everyone's causes, I believe.
Hmm. Now that pushes us into the top four territory. At number four right now is Punjab Kings. This is one side which has been absolutely phenomenal so far. Apart from that one game, they have just demolished everybody in front of them.
Punjab Kings. I mean, Punjab Kings. For the first time, it looks like they have done actually a very good job in the auction. Still, there are some holes, but I believe with the last game against CSK, it's going to the 11 is going to stay the same. I believe. Punjab Kings, the
Yeah.
best thing that they have done, I'd say, is they have picked the domestic players who are in good form, who are in super form. Priyansh Arya was brilliant in the Delhi Premier League. I think he had the most number
And
of
then
sixes. Then Prab Simran has been always been good in the domestic circuit for the last 4 5 years, whatever. I think he captains Punjab as well, in absence of Shubman Gill. So Prab Simran Singh, the keeper batsman, is in brilliant form. Homeboy. Then Shreyas Iyer has been in the form of his life. Then we have number four. Now,
thanks.
number four, okay, we go with let's Nahal Vadera. Nehal Vadera. Nehal Vadera, again, a brilliant, brilliant talent. Has got, can play on all the gears, has got all the shots, brilliant against spin. So I think that is one guy who I think Mumbai Indians should have won bit uh, heavy on. But anyways, good to see him play for his home team. He plays for Punjab as well in domestic. Nehal Vadera. Then Stoinis is there. Maxwell is there. We have Janssen. We have Shashank Singh, the finisher. He has been coming of age. Shashank Singh has been fantastic in the last 1.5 seasons. He looks so composed and he has got all the shots in the book. Proper cricketing shots, which he times, timing is impeccable from Shashank Singh. Then we have Marco Jansen is batting at number 9, mind you. So that's what deep batting actually looks like. Then we have
They have other
Ashdeep
finishers like Suryan Shedge and other guys.
Suryan Shedge
They
was
haven't.
brilliant in this part. He didn't have a chance. I think he got a chance in the game they lost against this team. They lost one game.
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan
He got a
Royals.
chance, but
Even the
he was
even in that game also they were there in the game. I think the
correct.
last few overs after those two batters were dismissed, they lost the game.
Correct. So,
The margin looks huge. They lost by 50 runs, but the game was not lost that early. I would say they were still there up until the 14, 15 overs. They were there in the game. 75 something in the 5 overs or something like that. The equation was.
yeah. So that is pretty much it. I mean, Punjab Kings have, I mean, one of the best 11s, playing 11s. So they have, we have the Arshdeep. Arshdeep has been in magnificent form after the World Cup. Whatever games he played for India, and he is coming of age right now. I mean, he has learned the art of reverse swing a lot. I believe in the last 1 year or so, he's using it to his effect. The game against GT, where Sai and Butler were looking like they're going to fly off with the game. Ashdeep comes in, it was the 13th or the 12th over. He hints there is reverse swing. I'm getting the reverse. And the next in that over, last ball, he got rid of Sai Sudarshan with the reverse swing. The ball tailed in late, and Sai could not get the angle right, straight into deep mid wicket. So Ashdeep has been brilliant. I mean, brilliant, just brilliant. Means the 18 CR buy is justified now for Ashdeep and Chahal. Now the only problem that they have had so far is Chahal hasn't looked that
Same.
impressive, and also they didn't bowl him much as well in the last game. He got one over only. So that is something that they need to figure out. Means because he's your main wicket taker. That's what Ponting said, right? He's the main wicket taking spinner, and now if you are not trusting him that well, I think there is some gap somewhere. Also, one more player that I really like to see is Harpreet Brar.
Repeat that. See, I read your mind.
Yeah, because he's a very handy player, can bowl little bit of left arm off spin and can tonk a ball as well if required with the bat. So means apart means ahead of Suyan Shedge, I'd see Harpreet Brar playing more going forward if at all they play. So
Yeah.
Punjab Kings, I mean, they started off against Gujarat Titans, and they scored 240 odd runs. Shreyas Iyer brilliant with a 97, then Shashank
Good.
Singh some 45 for 15 or something, 300 strike rate. Then we had that game. I think again the dew didn't come in, and still Gujarat played really well, but they could not get across the line. Brilliant bowling from Vijay Kumar Vaishak and bowled those two crucial overs to Rutherford when he was going all guns blazing.
He changed the game. That
He
over actually
completely
changed the game.
killed the
He killed
game
it.
almost. So I think that was a very smart move from Shreyas Iyer as well, giving Vaishak bringing Vaishak as the impact sub there. Then we had who did they play second? They played next
Lucknow.
Lucknow. Lucknow they blew Lucknow apart. I mean,
Yeah.
batting first, Lucknow could not put on the score because uh, that's how power play wins you the game. In the power play itself, they got rid of all three. Means Rishabh Pant,
Mitch
means
Marsh was
Markram,
out for a first ball duck, and then
Markram as well as this guy. Rishabh Pant got out cheaply there as well. Maxwell. And Maxwell has been good with the ball. He has not been good with the bat, but he has been brilliant with the ball. He's not getting going for runs, barely uh, at 6, 7 runs and over, and getting 1, 2 wickets every game. So there was a weird stat. In the first 4 games of the IPL, Maxwell has bowled 8 overs and has got the same number of wickets as Sunil Narayan and Rashid Khan combined at half the economy rate.
yeah,
So Maxwell has
this
been going
IPL
good.
in the first weekends have been good. Yeah.
Yeah. So Maxwell has been going good for them. I mean, I'd like to see him good with the bat as well. Then what else? I mean, Punjab has been pretty much perfect. Uh,
Yeah.
that game they won
I think
clinically against Lucknow. Against CSK, and also they have brought in Lockie Ferguson now. Now that is an add-on because Lockie Ferguson is an all-phase bowler. Very few we have currently. He's an all phase bowler. He can bowl towards the end of the power play and can bowl in all phases of the match going forward in the middle overs as well as at the death. So he has been pretty good for them as well in whatever games he played. So only two problems what I see with Punjab. One is they are trying too much many combinations with the new ball. I mean, you have to trust Marco Jansen. I mean, when have we seen the best of Marco Jansen? When he bowls well with the new ball. And you are not giving him the new ball. I mean, last match against CSK, the ball was doing a lot of the surface. And when someone releases the ball from 9 feet, it becomes very difficult. And you didn't give him the new ball. You gave the ball to Yash Thakur out of no one. So that is something that they have to fix. And the second part is usage. They have to manage his overs.
Yeah, and Harpreet Brar if they can slot in. I mean, look, I want to see Harpreet Brar in the 11, but it's very difficult because you see, the other point of concern for me was that they were too reliant on too many all-rounders. It's not gonna happen every day that they will come good on both the departments. So maybe you could have gone in with a bit more bowling, proper bowling. Uh, but I think it's been quite okay for them because they're compensating it with the bat. But with the bat also they have a problem that if Shreyas Iyer gets out early, then kind of a collapse happens for them. Last game was an exception, bro. You don't get CSK kind of a bowling every day where you can just bash your way uh, out of trouble, which Priyansh did. No, I mean, not taking anything away from him. Great talent. I mean, if you look at the auction videos, also we've praised him a lot, but it's not going to happen every day because he also survived a couple of drop chances. Two of them very difficult. One of them was caught on the boundary, the feet was over the rope, so it became a six. So you have to understand that these things don't happen every day. It could have very well have been a loss for them yesterday. So, so I think
That is,
that's one of the problems that they have.
I think they went the
Again, no
SRH way
side is
in
perfect, right?
there.
You have yeah,
They went in the SRH way last game. But the best part was they had a Shashank Singh, who is an experienced Indian pro and who held the fort together for them.
yeah. He finished really well.
Otherwise, otherwise, if there could have been a game, it would have been of 170, 180. It was very much possible because with 8 overs to go, they had only 4 wickets left. They had to impact someone in who could bat a bit, and that could have been a big problem for them. But they played it. Shashank and Marco Jansen played it out very smartly. Also, not very smart from CSK. They didn't attack them much, I believe. Apart from Patirana, no one was like looking threatening as well. Wide lines and all those things. So that is something they need to take care of. All in all, a good game. Also bad bowling, but not bad bowling, but kind of loose overs they were giving on the trot. Like Yash Thakur or even Jansen got last over went for 20 odd runs. Although the two of his bowling, two simple drops were made, one by Yuzi Chal and one by Yash Thakur. I mean, Yash Thakur, why would you play him, man? Yash Thakur, when you have a Vaishak, and he did so well in the defend against GT, and you have Marco Jansen who could bowl with the new ball. I just could not understand that strategy there. Although it didn't cost them yesterday, but it could have if CSK could have been bit proactive. It
A
could
bit
have.
more proactive, yeah, towards in the middle overs or maybe towards the start. But anyway, I think overall Punjab Kings has done quite well. I think in this season, and I think for teams to topple them, the key target for them would be to get Shreyas Iyer out early, and that's how you can cause trouble to them. So that's that for Punjab Kings. Let's move on to our next side, which is I think public favorite Royal Challengers Bangalore. I mean, I'll start off. RCB this season, we talked about this in the auction table, post auction also, that they have had a very good team. It's just about we don't know how they're going to turn up. And I think that's the best part. They've turned up quite well. Liam Livingstone, who hasn't had any good form, over the last few games for England. He's scoring runs now, and this RCB doesn't look like OG RCB at all. And even in the game, when they were four down for 48, I think in 7 or 8 overs, or maybe 6 overs, they came back and they got 170, which suggests you can trust their lower order. I mean, it's entirely new. OG RCB would have just crumbled for 120, 130. So I thought they have done quite a good job.
Yeah, I mean RCB has been pretty good. Our only point of concern was that spin bowler in Suyesh Sharma in particular. So far, he has showed a lot of promise. He was brave against KKR, got rid of Russell and one more batsman, don't remember who. And against Mumbai Indians, he was the one who won them the game. For
3
three
overs,
overs
21.
for 15, 3 overs for 15,
15.
not
15.
21.
Sorry.
3 overs, none for
15.
15 in that 10 to means 6 to 15 phase. That was the game killer. That is the those are the 3 overs which killed the game. That too against Surya Kumar
Yeah.
Yadav. Brilliant,
Yeah.
just brilliant. And I think against CSK also he was pretty good. He didn't get hit too much. I think Dubey took him down
Yeah.
the ground for one or two sixes. Apart from that, nobody could get uh, hold of him. So
Yeah.
all the three games
CSK
that
game
they
in a
won,
way it was.
excuse me. So it has been good. And the best part is the batting. They also have a good proper batting till number eight. Means Krunal Pandya is batting number eight. That means you have proper batting till number eight. So that is also helping the cause. Also, Jitesh and Livingston, Tim David, these three have played their part in whatever game. Jitesh Sharma was the one who propelled the 200 to 220 against Mumbai Indians. Some 16 ball 40 or something, whatever he scored. And then Tim David did the same against your CSK, 8 ball 22. And Livingston scored some runs against Gujarat Titans at home. That was a lost cause, means they could have got bundled out for 120, 130 there. But he brought them back into the game. He smacked Rashid Khan a lot in that game. So, all in all, the best part about RCB this year is that Virat Kohli is not the center point right now. That is the biggest positive for them, which has not been their case for the last 10 years or whatever you can say. This is the best
Yeah.
part. They are not completely over reliant on Virat Kohli for the runs. Also, Devdutt Padikkal in both the big
He's batting
games
explosively. He's batting explosively. That's the best part.
against CSK,
Otherwise,
he
it could
got
have been counterintuitive for them.
exactly against CSK he got 27 of 13. Against Mumbai Indians also he got some almost at 200 strike rate he got 35 or something. So these two innings were actually very decisive for the kind of laying the platform for the team to get a big total. He's not wasting up balls. He has looked good, and that's all you need from your number three.
Yeah.
So actually, and Rajat Patidar, we all know he's the best batter against spin bowling for some time now. Like last well, from the day he has been playing from 2022, that innings against LSG at Eden Gardens, it was the eliminator, right?
Yeah.
Eliminator. So he has been brilliant. So that's very good to see him getting some runs. Also, as captain, fairly well, I believe. Bowling changes and field setups, plans, and all. He has been pretty decent, I'd say, Rajat. So, all the
And
best to them.
last game, if you look at the scorecard, you look at the contributions from their overseas batters. Almost nothing. They
Five
got
runs.
an above par total, 5 runs, yeah. And all of their runs came from Indian contingency. Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, Devdutt Padikkal, and
Jitesh Sharma.
Jitesh Sharma. So Indian players contributing to the team's winning cause. When this happened in RCB last time,
2016.
I cannot
2016,
remember.
when KL Rahul was there. That was the last time.
So, and even then, there were two players, right? Virat Kohli and KL Rahul, who were getting bulk of the runs. So now you have four Indian players who are getting you runs, and not just any runs, match winning runs at a good strike rate. So that is why RCB is actually in the top four right now. So for them to continue, this thing has to continue. But again, as with every team, they also have certain weaknesses, and their weaknesses include their bowling. Yes, as of now, their bowling hasn't been exposed because Hazelwood has been brilliant at the top. He's getting those wickets in the power play, on top of which other guys are building the pressure. And because their batting has also given them so many runs to defend, they have been doing a great job. On a good wicket, they can be exposed if guys take Hazelwood down. For example, the one game that they lost, it was the game when Hazelwood was taken down for runs. You need to do something creative against Hazelwood to put him under pressure. So if you do that, you've got a very good chance to defeat RCB. For
For
RCB, they always have to look to outbat their opposition, which they can, because they have proper batting depth this time and not just batting depth on paper like they had in the past.
sure.
So, so that is my thing on RCB. I think overall a very good side. This time, definitely, I see them going into the top four. There is no way RCB from here could lose out their way and miss out on the top four. Especially because I see the way they are playing, the spirit. So in the CSK game, if you remember, even right before the start of the game, I told you RCB is going to beat CSK because that spirit you can witness the way they take the field, and it's very good to see. I think from an RCB fan perspective. So yeah, kudos to them, and I hope this continues. Now let's move on to the last two teams that we have on the list, Gujarat Titans.
We
I
have
mean,
RR as well. I think RR has lost. So
so do you want to go and finish RR first, and then we
yeah,
come back
we
to
will
GT
go.
and DC?
Yeah, we'll quickly do
Okay.
RR. So Rajasthan, I mean Rajasthan, there is some problem with the management. I mean, what I understand, Rian Parag was asked to captain because they had scheduled. They have some tie up with the Cricket Association of Assam, and they have to play their games there. So to sell out the tickets, they have made Rian Parag the makeshift captain.
No,
Because Sanju,
so that is
if
there,
Sanju,
but that
because what the problem is, because Sanju, see, they have Dhruv Jurel as a wicket keeper who can keep wickets because he keeps wickets for India in test matches if Pant is not there. So if Sanju can bat for 20 overs, there is no way he is not fit to captain the team. Let's keep the keeping aside because you already have another wicket keeper who can do the same task. So this is something that I don't understand. What was the reason behind it?
but I think it
And
was a directive from NCA that Sanju cannot take the field. I think that is why that is also one of the reasons why Rian was made the captain.
okay, so fine. If he can't take the field, then why can he? How can he bat 20 overs? Is my first question to
It's a
NCA.
mystery to me.
Yeah, it
It's a
is. It
mystery
is
to
the
me.
first question to NCA. Anyways, but that didn't work out a lot. Good. Didn't work out very well for them. First game they were completely tombed by SRH. 280 odd runs means they were luck was not on their side. Dropped few catches, half chances, a lot of half chances, ball falling in gaps and all those things. But they batted really well in that game as well. They scored some 240 runs, so they didn't let the net run rate thing slip. Second game, I think they were taken down very clinical from KKR.
KKR.
So they could not bat against KKR spinners. They prepared a kind of a sluggish surface, and you don't give sluggish surface to teams which have bowlers like Narayan and Varun Chakravarti. They're going
Naran
to,
wasn't even playing in that game. Moin Ali took two wickets.
yeah, Moin
So
Ali. In fact,
that tells you
Took
that
them
tells you
down.
about the success.
Moin
Yeah.
Ali took you down. So that is pretty bad planning from RR management, I will say. Because Guwahati is traditionally a good batting wicket. We have seen some 200 plus scores against South Africa, I think series was there, and last to last year, I think. So Guwahati runs are scored. Then after that, they played CSK. That was the first close game that they had, I believe. There also the batting collapsed. I mean, Nitish Rana, when Nitish Rana got out, at the end of 7 overs, they were like 90 runs or something. And from there, they could only manage 183. I mean, that is not very good batting from Rajasthan.
If
And
you
they
take out
are,
Nitish Rana's innings from there, the game is done for them. Okay, it
yeah,
was kind of a freak innings that he played that won them the game.
correct. But yeah, they played out Ashwin like really well. And very weird fact that Ashwin has never got rid of Nitish Rana. Even he is so good against probably one of the best bowlers against left-handers, but still he has never got rid of Nitish Rana in the IPL. Oh, only in
Yeah,
IPL only. So he could never get Nitish Rana out. So that is one point, and they took very serious. That they took that matchup very seriously. I think Rajasthan Royals, and then Riyan Parag. I think he had a good chance to play a good knock at his home ground, but could not do that well. And they were short of batting, to be honest. They still are short of batting, I'd say. Because if you see at their batting, they have all five Indians whom they retained, and the last one is Shimran Hetmeyer, right? Sorry, the four people they retained plus Nitish Rana plus Shimran Hetmeyer. After that, no matter whom they play, you can't trust them that much. So Rajasthan will always have this problem point with their batting. If they lose like today's game also, if they lose 2 3 wickets in the power play, they're kind of done and dusted. They don't have a means to come back. So that is something that they have to take care of, I believe.
yeah. I think they cannot rely on their batting depth. That's the problem. On paper, they still might have 7 8 batters, but you cannot rely on them. Apart from the five 6 names that you mentioned, 4 5 names you mentioned. And I think Jaiswal's form is a huge concern for them. He got 160 in the last to last game,
Punjab
but again,
game,
hmm, that was also
very
not
convincing.
a Jaiswal knock that you would see. Yeah, he kind of struggled his way there in that innings also. So that I think definitely him coming back into form is definitely going to solve a lot of problems for them. But they still got to wait for that to happen. With the ball, I think they've been much better compared to their batting part. I would say Tiksana and Hasaranga have at least done well on surfaces which assist them. And Tushar
Jofra Archer is back.
Deshpande, I mean, Jofra is
Jofra
back.
Archer is back.
Jofra won. So the games they won, it was Jofra. Punjab Kings, he dismissed both Shreyas Iyer and I
Priyancharia.
think Riyan Sharia. In, I think in the very
He
first
got a
over.
first bowler. First bowler.
Yeah. So so he won them that game, and even against Chennai, first 2 overs he conceded 1 run and got the prize wicket of Gaikwad. So that was also a game. So Jofra
No,
won
not
me those
Gaikwad.
games
I think
with
he
the ball.
got rid of Rachin Ravindra.
Rachin was it?
Rachin Ravindra. Yeah, Rachin Ravindra edged to Dhruv Jurel. First over itself.
Yeah, yeah, he got rid of Rachin. Oh, okay, Gaikwad was dismissed by Hasaranga. Gaikwad actually was there in that innings. Why do I mix it up? Yeah, Gaikwad was there. I think he played
16th over he was there.
decently, but yeah, he played decently, but I think he got 60 odd or 40 or something. I don't remember the scores exactly, but yeah, whatever. Point being, Jofra actually won them couple of games.
The games they won, it was because of Jofra's initial burst only. Otherwise, they have
Yeah,
been pretty hot and cold only. The problem
yeah.
also, the CSK game, they gave many chances to CSK. Again, CSK was not that proactive. 61 or 5
Mm.
overs with 6 wickets left, you would fancy the chasing side to win.
Batting side, yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course,
but they lost it. And they lost it
of course,
comfortably, right?
of course.
So that is good bowling from Rajasthan as well, and on the same part, poor batting from CSK as well. They could only muster 20 runs in the next 3 overs. Like 2 overs, 40 runs were remaining. but it's too much for any team.
For Rajasthan, I think one change I want to see, and I want to have them have it consistently, and that is have Nitish Rana at three, play him all the games at three, and have Parag at four. I think that's a much better balance for
They are
them.
also going with the left-right combination. It doesn't matter. If Sanju Samson gets out, then Parag will come in. If Yashasvi gets out, then Nitish Rana will come in.
And it's going to be the doom for most IPL sides, I believe. This left-right combination thing because Nitish Rana is a natural number three, or you can even open with him. So putting him down at four, it's not going to get the best out of him. And Parag, maybe number three, number four doesn't matter to him much. But I think again his suitable role is also for number four, or maybe even lower. At least not in Rajasthan Royals lineup, but in India lineup, of course, he will bat five, six, seven only. He will not get top four as long as you have Tilak and Surya. So might as well play number four, if not number five.
That is
That
for sure.
also something they
That is
should.
for sure
Yeah,
for this guy, Parag. I mean,
Riyan Parag.
Parag has got a lot of flair. What I see means the shots and all those things. He has got that kind of extra second, like a Yuvraj back in the days. The bat swing and all those things. If you observe, he has got very high amount of flair. He's a very beautiful batsman to watch. But the thing is, they are not using him pretty well, I believe.
I think one batting position, if you fix it for him. uh, So last season itself was the one where he finally came to the fore, right? Before that, he was struggling and struggling and struggling. No runs were coming off. Even in one of the interviews, he mentioned that I was given this clarity that I will bat at this particular position right at the start, and I was given these opportunities, and I was able to make the best out of it.
Yeah,
So
he got
when you
500 runs
had
last year.
something, yeah, when you had something good going on, why change it for no reason? That is one mistake that I thought
That
Parag
is
could fix.
something. See, the problem with Rajasthan is the leaving Butler just doesn't help. Just doesn't help. No matter whom you bring in, you can't replace a Josh Butler. I mean, that guy hit 7 or 8 hundreds for you, whatever seasons he played. And best part about Butler is all his hundreds are in winning cause. So that is something he won the orange cap in 22. Last year also I think he got 200s, one against RCB, one against someone else. So I don't see any point why they left Butler out. I honestly don't see. But if you left him out, you could have brought in a similar kind of an explosive overseas batsman who can play in the top three. But they didn't do that. But let's see what happens with them. But they surely have glaring problems in their batting lineup. If you get rid of the openers early in the power play, they're going to struggle a lot.
Yeah, that is for sure. And I think that was the exposure that happened in their case
Today.
in the games that they lost. Uh, Even today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Anyhow, let's move on to the final two teams on the list. At the second position is the Delhi Capitals. I mean, for Delhi Capitals, I just want to say Akshar Patel, man, Bapu Tusi Kamal se. Why the way he took the responsibility. Akshar Patel is the one captain I see is not hiding from any situation. Whether it is coming in at number three and number three, number four,
Number
number
four,
four.
number five.
He came in at number four. He came in at number four and spanked the Jadeja of the very first ball for a six. He never let him settle. So whether it is that or bowling in tough circumstances, Akshay Patel is always up to the task, man. And Akshay Patel, the last two ICC tournaments we won, yeah, there were a lot of factors. You can say Rohit Sharma hitting those aggressive runs. Yes, of course, Rohit Sharma is a key, and many others. But Akshay Patel is the X factor, man. You
For sure.
see the crucial wickets, you see the crucial runs, even in the final of that World T20, even in the Champions Trophy, it is Akshay Patel. who always gets those crucial wickets, crucial runs. And he's doing that for Delhi Capitals as well. Really impressed with him. And from a captaincy perspective, oh my God, Delhi Capitals is one side which I see they always come in with a plan for everybody. And this is not just this season, this is happening in the last couple of seasons. Results might not have gone their way, but they are always up to date with the matchups and everything. They come in with the plan, they execute the plan, they win games. So
I
I'm
mean,
all praises for Akshar Patel and DC.
from the time Ricky Ponting was with them, from 2018 onwards, I think Delhi Capitals have been really well. Yeah, have been really doing really well, at least with the planning and part. Execution, okay, some days it will happen, some days it will not. But they have been very clear with the planning. The matchups and all, they are very certain about what they need to bowl, whom they need to bowl, how they need to bowl. They're very specific. And Akshar Patel, I think Akshar Patel this year only got a chance to captain Saurashtra or Gujarat. I think he captains Gujarat team. So finally he got his chance to captain, and he was brilliant. The smart as well. He was good, and with Delhi Capitals, he has been brilliant. He bowls the tough overs. His bowling changes are pretty clear. What to do, which bowler to bowl to which batsman, and best part about Delhi Capitals this time has been their batting in these games. The batting has looked impeccable. We were discussing that the only chink in the armor is Jake Fraser McGurk, which still looks very uncertain. And I think Harry Brook pulling out for them is a blessing in disguise for them, because Faf du Plessis was always a backup for Fraser McGurk from the start. What we observe, because Harry Brook was a big money signing, Tristan Stubbs was their star player. He will bat 4 or 5. These two will interchange as per the situation, and one Mitchell Stark will play. So only one spot was remaining with Jake Fraser McGurk, or if he didn't perform, then Faf will come in. But Harry Brook missing out is a blessing in disguise for Delhi Capitals. He was he hasn't had the good touch in subcontinent conditions so far, whatever cricket he played. And coming in for Delhi, Faf du Plessis, my goodness, he just doesn't seem to age. He's so fluent with the bat, also on the field, jumping around, diving around, making those stops on the boundary.
He aged like
Faf,
a fine wine, man.
yeah, Faf has been just excellent in whatever, and also he provides some good inputs to Aksar because he has been appointed the vice captain. So that also helps a lot.
Yeah. I think Faf's presence, I mean, CSK would be missing right about now because you know the struggles with the back. Definitely huge loss, even for RCB, but at least RCB is doing well. They got certain good substitutes. Phil Salt is an able substitute. He's been doing well for them. But anyhow, talking about Delhi Capitals, I think their batting really has done a decent job, I would say, because and also that they haven't been needed as much also. So the first game was actually quite difficult for them. There, Ashutosh Sharma stood up. Uh, he got those runs, and I think in the next game, it was a modest total only by Sunrisers. It was a 200, 220 wicket, but they got 160 odd. So it was also quite chased down quite comfortably. KL Rahul in that game was, in particular, was very good. Five balls he scored 15. I think that announced the way he was going to play this season. I anticipated this even in the auction, and many times we talked about this because KL has nothing to lose because he's not anywhere near the T20 setup right now. The only way he can get in is if he bats aggressively and gets good runs. So I think that is what he has to do. And one trouble for them though, should they bat KL as an opener or should they bat KL in the middle order? This is something that there is a fix for them. They need to figure it out
This fix
because
can
Pav,
only be done.
hmm,
What I believe they can sign one player because Harry Brook has pulled out, so they haven't signed anyone. What I believe, they should rope in a Dewald Brevis, or yeah, Dewald Brevis is available, so I think they should rope him in as a substitute, and Faf and Kale should open, and Brevis at four, Brevis and Stubbs at 4 and 5. This should be ideal for them because young guns in the middle, experienced player at the top who are in good form, and Ishan Poril is already there at number three. Sorry, Abhishek
Abhishek
Poril
Patel.
is there at number three, so he looks pretty confident and he's in good form as well. So I think this looks pretty much settled for them. They have to rope in one more batsman, I believe. So who is
Hmm.
that? Who is going to be that batsman? That is up to them. But I believe they should do it. They should bring in someone.
Or if they can bench Jake, so as to not disturb the other combination, you bench Jake, you put KL as an opener, you can play Karun Nair also at number 4. Because Karun Nair also has been in outstanding form from
That
Vijay
is
Hazare
also an
Trophy.
option. Yeah, that is also an
So,
option, and in that way you can also get in some overseas bowler if they have.
yes.
I think they have Chamira
Yeah.
or someone, but they don't need. Also, we haven't seen Nattu till now. Natarajan hasn't played till now, and they have been so good. Stark, imagine Natarajan and Stark bowling in tandem. How difficult it will be for any opposition. So, Delhi Capitals has even better days to come in, I believe, in the tournament.
Yeah. And this is one side I actually want to see do really well because again, this is one of the sides like Punjab, RCB, and Delhi Capitals. These are the three sides which have been there in the IPL since its inception and haven't been able to win the trophy. For RCB, they have been there and thereabouts. For Punjab, apart from 2014, there was nothing all the way until now. But Delhi Capitals has had a steady growth. They've always been close to the top four. Sometimes made the top four. Sometimes once they made the final also. So we have seen a learning curve for them ever since the change of the name from Delhi Daredevils to Delhi Capitals. We've seen a slow development for this side. So, and like I said, I was impressed with their planning, not just in this season, right from the COVID season, 2020 season. I've seen them come in and bowl in with plans. So, I want this side actually to do well. Maybe even win a trophy.
Yeah, and also they have a lot of people whom everyone loves. Like Kevin Peterson is there with them. There is a
Yeah.
Faf Duplessis. There is KL Rahul. Means these players. Mitchell Stark is also there. I mean, you can't hate these people. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
All the best to Delhi Capitals as well.
Yeah. And I just hope for KL's sake, he bats aggressively. And if by batting aggressively he's getting good amount of runs, then definitely maybe he can be considered for one of the top two slots. Maybe yeah in opener only. You cannot have him in the middle order because it's already packed as of now. And Asutosh Sharma also can be one of the options for the middle order. Thankfully, Rinku Singh is finally scoring runs. Otherwise, the way he was going, Ashutosh Sharma, Singh, these guys definitely would have given him a run for his money, man. And still, IPL is long way to go. You still have 10 odd games for each team, and you have the playoffs and everything after that. Obviously, whichever team goes to the playoffs, that guy, let's say Ashutosh Sharma for DC, Shashank for Punjab, and Rinku for KKR. These three guys, there's going to be a bit of competition over there. Whoever makes the playoffs would also have increased their chances. Let's say somebody scores a good knock in the final, so definitely you would give weightage to that, right? So I think all of these three guys have to be on their toes, especially Rinku because it's his slot that he could lose. The other guys have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So that's how the mapping is going to happen between them.
Yeah, that is for sure. Uh,
But before we move on, I would like to ask you, how do you think a team can beat Delhi Capitals? What do you see their weaknesses?
Delhi Capitals, the weaknesses, you can only outscore them. That is the only point. You have to outscore them because the bowling looks. very solid. I mean, their bowling looks very solid from the outside. But if you see carefully, they have 8 overs of inexperience. Stark is good, Kuldeep is good, Akshar is good. Apart from that, the 8 overs of inexperience they have. So whoever
They
is
do have
batting against them,
maybe not international experience, but they do have certain amount of domestic experience. They have Mohit Sharma, Mukesh Kumar, so and
yeah,
if they
but
play Natarajan, then yeah.
Natarajan, if it comes, then it becomes a different story altogether. But for now, whatever they have, they you have to score heavy against Delhi Capitals, which Lucknow did. I think Lucknow took down Stark as well in the game, and you have to be aggressive against their spinners. You have to be aggressive against their spinners, otherwise you don't have a chance.
You
Which
have to
Puran
take
did,
chances
right?
against this team. Yeah,
Which Puran did.
Pune did quite well.
Otherwise Lucknow could not have scored 206 against them.
True,
You have
true.
to take the spinners down. If you can't take the because these two spinners are the ones who play for India. They won the T20 World Cup for India.
Yeah.
So
Which should tell you that they are the two best spinners in the world.
correct. So that is what you have to take them down. You have to be aggressive against them. You may lose some wickets. You may lose some game, some momentum, but you have to take them down. Otherwise, there is no way you can beat Delhi Capitals. Because if you don't score runs, because this team bats till number 9, 8 or 9. Because Star can also bat. He
We
can
haven't
just
even talked about Vipraj Nigam. Man,
yeah.
he was also how instrumental he was in that run chase
In that
against
game against
Wiswajit
LSG,
again.
correct. Exactly. 40 of 18 or something he scored.
He
40 of
picked up
18
two
or something he
wickets with the
scored.
ball. He picked up two wickets with the ball against Chennai.
Yeah. So that is what. Got the wicket of Dubey. It killed
Yeah,
the game then and there itself.
yeah.
So that's what. They have to be a bit smart. I mean, so whoever is playing against Delhi Capitals, they have to make sure they take down the spin bowlers. That is the only option. Because these people bat deep. They don't have you uh, can't say that if we get the top two out or top three out, they are going to slow down. That is not going to happen because stops Akshar Patel and Ashutosh Sharma bat 4, 5, 6. So it is
And they
going
all
to be
bat
difficult.
aggressively.
And they all bat aggressive. Vipraj Nigam as well. He also bats well. So 4, 5, 6, 8. Sorry, 5, 6, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. They're good players. So you have to be a bit smart against Delhi Capitals this year.
But, but I think Outback is the order of the day to beat Delhi Capitals. Now let's move on to the table toppers, who are none other than the 2022 IPL winners, Gujarat Titans. I think if you look at the top four of the IPL, it is Gujarat Titans, then you have Delhi Capitals, RCB, Punjab, and number five is Lucknow Giants. Look at the top five. Apart from Gujarat Titans, the other four are the ones who have never won the trophy. So you can say amongst the champion sides, only Gujarat Titans is the one who is holding the fort. Rest all are just languishing at the bottom. And Gujarat Titans, they do have certain amounts of weaknesses which we are going to be talking about. But since they're at the top, let's talk about first what they have been doing good. Their top order batting. Man, these guys have not let the game go into the middle order. That's how they've
Yeah,
been winning games.
my only concern was why Josh Butler is not opening the batting, which still my concern is. But somehow or the other, they have covered it well. So far, they have been pretty well. So that has not cost them the games till now.
Yeah.
Because Josh Butler, I mean, I believe he is the best opener in T20 cricket for the last 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. So I believe he should open. But again, if they are sticking with Sai and Shubman Gill, good for them.
So for Gujarat Titans, they have stolen my name. I mean, two sides in their side. Both of them have been very crucial for them. Sai Sudarshan with the bat, Sai Kishore with the ball. I mean, come on.
I mean, Sai Sudarshan, how good he has been in the last two. or 3 years, 2.5 years, whatever he has played, he was always a big name in the Tamil Nadu circuit, means in the from the south, and it was he was always hailed as the next big thing coming from south, and he has been impeccable. He is so strong technically, Sai Sudarshan,
Very orthodox.
very orthodox, but he can play those fancy shots as well. He played few shots today as well, the dabs and the uppercut and all today. Uh, he's so good. I think he is one player who is going to play for India a very long time, along with Yashasvi and Shubman. This is the third player that we see for the ODI top three, I believe. Sai Sudarshan along with Yashasvi and Shubman Gill for the next
Yeah,
generation.
yeah, I think immediately after Virat retires from ODIs, Sai Sudarshan has to be slotted in at number three. And even from now till the build up towards the World Cup, whenever I think Rohit and Virat, definitely they're not going to play all the games as much as Gambhir, whatever he does, it's not going to happen. Both of us know, right? So maybe might as well you have Sai Sudarshan in already.
Yeah, so Sai Sudarshan, I believe he is terrific. Sai Sudarshan. Shubman, again, hot and cold so far, but the games where he has played well, he has played really well. Like
Hmm.
against the game against Hyderabad, he had a control percentage of 100 on a sluggish wicket against Shami, Cummins, and the rest. He was brilliant. So good to see Shubman. I hope he big score some big runs this time. This time. Also, one more thing, what I found is last year Shubman had a boundary per ball percentage. Means boundary per ball percentage was very low for Shubman. Sorry, balls per boundary was very high for Shubman. This year he cut it. He has cut it down significantly in these first few
Hmm.
games, whatever he has played. So he is also looking to go very aggressive from the start. So that is a big positive for them. Then Butler, I don't have any more praises for him. Means I don't have to tell means how great a player he is. But I believe if he gets in the power play, because the problem with Gujarat is they do lose a bit of overs in the power play while batting. So
Yeah,
make
they leave a few runs for the taking.
Yeah, because they're always doing the catch-up job in the last 3 overs of the power play. First 3 overs are quite very quiet only for them in all these games. Even against SRH, 24 for 2 they were in 5 overs. Last over, out of nowhere, Washington Sundar smashed 20. Right. So that's it. And now the concern for Gujarat is they don't have a proper batsman from number 4 till number 8. They have all these bits and pieces players. Rutherford is good, but I still believe that Glenn Phillips should have the nod ahead of Rutherford because Phillips is a proper batter. He has all the gears. He has got all the shots in the book. He's, I mean, he's a complete package. Why would you leave him out? And when he's in such good form, that is something I fail to understand from
And
GT
I think that
perspective.
cost them also. That cost them also the Punjab game.
Punjab
It was a
cost.
very set. It was a very set plan by Vaishak that he's going to bowl outside off, and I mean Rutherford just simply lacked the technique to score anything on the offside. So that's why they lost the game. Maybe I'm not saying Glenn Phillips would have easily won them that game, but at least this kind of tactic wouldn't have been able to be
Because
used
he
by
has all those reverse
other
sweeps and
teams.
all those shots. You never know what is
Yeah,
coming for you. He did that
yeah,
against Pakistan,
exactly.
right? In all the games that he played against Pakistan, they tried everything. Naseem Shah, Sain Shah, Afridi, they tried everything. All the kinds of Yorkers they have. He smacked them all.
So I think for me also Glenn Phillips is somebody that I think should play ahead of Sachin Rutherford, but maybe Ashish Mehra has seen something that we haven't seen. So
No,
we have
Rutherford,
to.
see, if Rutherford on good batting wickets will come good, means when there is not a lot of turn and means he has a bigger reach than Glenn Phillips, obviously, is taller and all, and that West Indian swing he has got. That is, he has got the power, more power. But if you see from a complete batsman perspective, Glenn Phillips is a much more complete batsman.
And there is also why there is the reason why I'm pushing for Glenn Phillips also is because you see the GT top three. So we talked about how good they have been, and also it is their strength, but it's also their weakness. It's kind of like OG India team, right? The top three is so good that the others don't even get a eye in the game. And come the big game, if the top three fail, you're gone. Such is the case also with GT. So if the top three is gone, you cannot expect Sheffield Rutherford to, you know,
Bail
hold
them out.
the fort, bail them out, and then towards the end explode. He's not a player of that mold. Maybe having a Glenn Phillips, he can give you both the roles. He can give you that aggressive 20 ball 50 also, and if needed, a 30 ball, 35 ball 50 also, and then later accelerating towards the end, get 10 ball 30 to propel you from a 150 to a 190 kind of a score. So I think you have to have that kind of a player in the side. Otherwise, as you mentioned, it looks kind of vacant. And finishing, they don't have any problem. They have Rashid Khan at number seven, number eight. They have Rahul Tewatia, of course, who we all know is the king of finishing games when it's just two, three
Iceman.
overs and you
The
need a lot of
Iceman.
runs.
The
Yeah,
Iceman.
Iceman.
Yeah.
Then you have Shah
Also,
Rukh Khan also. He has also
Shah Rukh Khan played well
been looking
today.
good.
Shah
Yeah,
Rukh Khan played
he's
well
been
today.
looking good. Yeah,
In fact, Washington Sundar, out of nowhere,
yeah,
he came into that SRH game
yeah.
and took them down completely.
Man, and he didn't get a bat today. Can you believe that? So GT has played all these cards. So I would say GT is doing something which was being done by OGCSK. They are building these black soil wickets, 170, 180 kind of scores. They are getting par plus. They are trapping the opposition. It's been that kind of a thing going on for them, and top order scoring runs.
But all those things are good. All those things will come handy for you if there is no dew. If the dew
Hmm.
comes in,
It's a
then
different
you are also in trouble because you are relying on the spinners. And once the dew comes in, your spinners are completely out of the game. And Ahmedabad, we all know the dew will come in. Till now, in the first two games, it hasn't come in. First game it came in the Punjab game. Second and third game it was today also there was not much dew.
yeah.
So if there is dew, then they are in trouble. And also the top
They
three
have to
is
push.
going. Also the top three will fail at some point of time. It's not like they are invincible or something. They had got the knack. I think Shami or means I mean SRH blew it apart by bowling Simarjit there. One more wicket and they could have been in trouble. Good lot of trouble there on that wicket.
Yeah. Maybe if Gill had gotten out, also that would have put them under a lot of pressure. So again, need to bat decently, get a 180, 190, dismiss the top three, then see what happens. That would be something that we have to advise to the oppositions to how to beat GT. Uh, again, but overall, you have to give them credit. Till now,
Definitely.
they have been pitch perfect, and
Means
even in that one game where they lost against Punjab, it
Punjab.
was that one two overs where Sarfain just couldn't get going. Till that point of time, GT was ahead in the game. In fact, so
Also, if you see, Rabada hasn't played the last two games, and still they won the games without him very comfortably. Means they bowled really well, 150 that day, and today also 150 or 160, all out. Rajasthan. Good thing to see is Prasidh Krishna and Siraj taking a stand. That is a
Siraj,
very good
oh
thing.
my God, that break actually helped. I mean, here I want to say one thing, kind of controversial, but yeah, I'm still gonna say it. Rohit Sharma is quite lucky, man. Sometimes the decisions he takes, they turn out to be something very different and something very good. So he dropped Siraj, which all of us criticized, and rightfully so. I still say Siraj should have been there on the flight to Dubai for the Champions Trophy. But see how well it has worked out for him. India won the Champions Trophy, no fuss, and Siraj, he's doing intercom. He's back in such good form. that from that press conference when Rohit Sharma said Siraj is ineffective with the older ball. Okay, we'll see when it comes to that when Siraj bowls with the older ball. Man, how good he has been with the new ball. He took revenge against his captain. He got him out. Then he bowled well against RCB. And
He got a
overall,
man of the
I think
match.
the last two games, two man of the matches in
Yeah.
two games.
Today
How
also I
well
think got
this
two
has
or three wickets.
all happened? Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
break.
mean, Siraj,
He was also
the
pretty
break
vocal
really,
about it.
really helped for him. Yeah,
He was pretty vocal about it as well. That the break helped me a lot. Also, Prasidh
yeah.
Krishna, how good he has been. He was stormed in the first game. After that, he has been a different bowler altogether. Like what we wanted from him all
Versus
these
to be.
years,
Yeah,
fast into the wicket, brilliant. I mean, Prasidh has been brilliant as well. I mean,
yeah.
they are not missing Rabada, and Rashid Khan has been off color completely. Today, I think he bowled bit slightly better, Rashid. Otherwise, in the first 2 3 games, he was stormed 50 each, 50 in each of the games almost.
Yeah. And yeah, overall, so I think GT has been doing a really good job. But again, that's the only thing is the weakness as we spoke about the top three. But how many times will that happen, and if it will happen in a crucial game or not, is something that we'll have to just wait and watch. So that's it about all the 10 teams. Do you have anything else to add about GT? Or we've covered pretty much
I
everything.
mean, Gerald could say, I think if Rabada is not there, they could have given him some games because we
They're
don't
going
know
with three
till when.
overseas. They
Two
they're
overseas.
doing flex 2 overs. Yeah,
Yeah, so that is
flex
something that
man.
I don't understand. But yeah, till it is working out for you, it is very good. Once you start getting the
Yeah.
hammering, then you also don't know where to escape. Last year, that only happened with them, right? They didn't know where to escape from.
Last year, I think Shami's injury was also a big deal for them. Hardik Pandya had just left them. Another big player, Shami, got injured. So yeah, it was all in all a lot of trouble for them, and it's difficult to replace two Indian players of such quality. Obviously, they were gonna struggle. So and I think we can give them a pass for the last season. With the
Yeah,
previous to previous season, they were runners up.
they're
Before that, they won the trophy. I
winners.
think uh, I think they've been one of the top sides in this IPL for sure. So yeah, so that's that. I think about all the 10 teams. This was quite a long video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We look forward to bringing more and more content in this IPL. Definitely, we'll try to make at least maybe one video a week uh, covering the games of that week. Obviously, in this video, we could not go into depth for each and every game, but in the next one, definitely we'll try and cover as much as we can. So, till now, match 23 is done. We will come back next week, maybe on a Friday or a Saturday for videos. So, so keep a check for that. We'll come back soon. Hope you guys like this video. Please consider sharing it to your friends and subscribing to our channel. Also, check out our other videos as well. Check out our auction reviews. There also we spoke plenty about a lot of these guys, which you might be seeing right now. Flies. So yeah, check out our videos and let us know any feedback if you have. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Up until then, ciao.